time.
Trash to Cash podcast. This guy is just rage baiting us at this point, Carrie. Look at what he's freaking wearing. I can't even see the episode number.
I know.
Bro,
Look at
you're
this guy.
wearing like your stupid
No, it's
granny
great.
square
I like
blanket
it.
as
It
a
was a
shirt.
Christmas gift from my daughter.
Yeah.
Is there something wrong with that?
Yes. You look
we had
like a grandmother.
No, he looks.
You look
He looks like Mr. Rogers,
a kindergarten
fetish.
teacher, an elderly female kindergarten teacher. That's what you look like right now. Maybe art class, actually. Let's really get specific here.
No, I think look,
gosh.
Kevin is becoming more artistic with every episode.
And why is your window
I'll be
in
looking like
the house?
He's getting tattoos.
Elton John
He's wearing festive sweaters.
Do you know
I'm all out. I've just totally become Jacksonville. All I need is a cigarette and probation, and I'm completely there.
It was very hard for me and Carrie, I think. I mean, we didn't say this, but it was very hard for us to not mention that before the show started.
Carrie did while you were
No,
away.
I mentioned it while you were gone. I've talked through. Look at this.
Okay,
He's got a
right.
dog. Look at this.
Yeah.
Gosh. You
Hey,
have all the
listen,
90-year-old
having a
women
heart
already
attack.
watching. You're not going to get any more.
heart attack.
Diva Carrie down here changing the schedule every 5 minutes. I got to do the
he's
podcast where I'm at.
exhausting.
I
thought we agreed to not record at 10 p.m. anymore, Carrie.
Serious.
I could have done. I told you I could do it a couple hours earlier.
again.
No, dude, I sent you a port. There's a lot of people wearing Blake Bortles jerseys at the Jags
What does
games.
Jordals mean, though? It said Jordals.
No, Blake Jordals. Yeah, no, that's when a Jordals is when you wear a Blake Bortles jersey with jorts on, which is usually the look. You wear sandals and socks like Kevin always does. It's kind of what people are going for.
Carrie, we are okay. We're doing this podcast.
Yeah,
I can't remember why Carrie couldn't do it Friday, but he couldn't. I can't remember what was.
I don't remember either.
Friday.
Maybe I
couldn't do it
couldn't
Friday.
Maybe
What was
it was
happening
me.
Friday?
I don't
I
remember.
don't
Kevin?
remember. I think what I think it was
I thought we
is I like
changed it.
to have a regular schedule, and so Carrie, typically you couldn't do it Friday, so we're just gonna do
We're
it
gonna
on
have to
Sundays.
do like. Well, I
Let's
really
do it
don't-
like at
This is
8.
like
It's late.
people don't even know when we do this that are listening. They might think this is just nebulous.
People on
and
Reddit
time's
know.
an
Reddit
illusion.
says that this is arguably by far the most entertaining reselling podcast that has nothing to do with reselling, and
It's well
they're
said.
not wrong.
Well, listen,
Well said.
I do have to say, Kevin, that in last week's
1 foot
episode,
flipper gives it 1 foot up.
one of the comments.
I have him. He's in my notes today. Yeah.
One of the comments that we got in last week's episode was, "Oh, I can't believe Kevin sticks around. These guys are so mean to him." Dave bringing up that person at
That's
the
in
flea
every
market.
episode.
Dave bringing up the person at the flea market that didn't like Kevin is just proof that they're terrible friends. Meanwhile, Kevin's bringing up the thousands of negative people on Reddit who hate me with a passion.
It's how you do it. It's how
guess
you
it's
do
my
it. It's
delivery.
all
I
in
mean,
the delivery. That's right.
I'm really
Speaking of-
bad at friends in general.
Yeah, if
Oh,
you're
speaking of,
I told Carrie
felt
I had.
uncomfortable.
Well, listen, I don't want to get into. You're making me uncomfortable in that
Yeah,
shirt,
well,
so I guess what goes around comes around.
yeah, we know it's a crop top too. We know it cuts
Blue
off
Ridge
right where the
Mama
skin
gave
is.
me a Blue Ridge Mama shirt. Then she was mad that I wore this one. I'm like, my daughter gave me this. She's like, but I gave you a Blue Ridge Mama shirt, so I'll wear it on the next episode.
You said she made that?
No, she bought it. She bought it.
Is it actually made out of the granny square? Like
No,
someone
no.
knitted it, or it's just a design?
Yeah, it's just a design.
Oh, you look so dumb. Oh my gosh, I can't.
But you're gonna get another comment like that.
I'm
People
sorry.
like
I
it.
mean,
It's a
but
gift from my
literally.
daughter.
What's a friend if they can't be honest, right, Kevin?
Exactly,
like,
man.
listen, if we
I
were
wore this-
going,
I
like
if I
it.
was your wingman, I would tear it off you and throw it in the toilet.
If you were my wingman,
If
we'd
Kevin
be
was
in
your
trouble.
wingman, nothing's happening, dude. You're playing video games all night. That's all you
No,
guys are doing.
he's taking all.
No-
No, he's
no
taking all
chicks
the ladies
to be
home.
gotten.
He's taking them all home, and I'm just,
I
wingman
think we all did
him to.
pretty well for ourselves. Pretty
Oh,
well.
no,
We did good.
Okay, so Carrie,
Wait,
you went to
yeah.
see the Jacksonville Jaguars today,
Yeah,
and
dude.
it was so funny because we're having Carrie's favorite Outback Steakhouse. Little bread, butter on the side.
Does that place
Yeah.
exist anymore?
It's a real place.
Yeah, Carrie did a
Yeah.
whole song with Dawn about it.
Exactly. It's like imagine Australia, but in any strip mall in America, and it's the same thing.
Well, so we were
There's
there,
live
and we
kangaroos
walk
and
out,
wombats.
and I look up at the sky, and it is just nightmare fuel. The clouds are like black.
It's pouring.
It starts
like, aha.
pouring down. I was like, dude, he's in the wide open stadium in Jacksonville right now. Like,
What
Lightning.
a diehard, dude. Listen, to see and I could say it now because I've been to 2 games. My 3-12 Jacksonville Jaguars play against Turner's 3-12 Titans, and guess who sucked? Both teams, but we sucked a little less, and we won.
Yes.
We won. We're 4-12,
right.
which is pretty much they're probably going to make the playoffs.
Turner was ecstatic about. First of all, he said Kerry went to the toilet bowl today, and I said, yeah, he did, probably multiple times.
The most entertaining thing for Don was the extra padding that Tajay Spears was wearing on his head. Don thought that was fascinating.
Marvin the Martian. Marvin the Martian.
Yeah, just like the big.
I think
it's cool. Me and Don were both good for him.
Was it cool to see them win?
Like Spaceballs.
It was pretty fun, man. People were having fun. There was nobody, there was nobody getting injured. I showed you the Blake Bortles dude. He was pretty intense.
Yeah.
You got to love that. Like people were like the Bortles people were like I don't know, like they call Bortles the boat in Jacksonville. That's what I've learned because he wasn't the goat. He was the boat because I guess
the best like Jacksonville
a sunken
Jaguar
investment. You know how like you get boats and you keep putting money into it and it goes nowhere. He was the boat. So
Turner was ecstatic, by the way, because the Titans won because they get a better draft pick.
Oh, they lost
because they're like last of all last. So is that the Jags' last game? Are they done?
No, they got one more. It's a last home game, and then they're playing the Colts. Which the Colts are trying to make the playoffs, so we could ruin their, I don't think the Jags are that bad.
Am I delayed or is Kerry's brain delayed?
Well, that might be.
Too many people. When I say your name, clap your hands. Kerry.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Kerry. Okay, your synapses were firing a little slowly when I was
just talking, dude. I'm grooving, dude. All right, listen, you don't have Jerry Garcia in here if you don't want a few doobies.
You mean Cherry?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Rip Jimmy Carter, by the way, for real this time.
Dude, 100 years old.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's got to really be hard on you, Kevin. What was it like? What was his administration like, Kevin?
I was
the only one who was alive.
The Carter administration, that's right.
I feel like it was kind of a failure. I looked it up.
My
it was only
dad
4 years.
delivered newspapers back then, and so he was always telling me about how the gas lines and the gas prices, because they had to, he ran an agency. It's a rough time.
Is it the historical perspective? Not the best president, pretty good dude.
No, my dad instantly said he was a horrible president because of something gas related. He said something gas related.
President, but like he was a philanthropist and he was building.
There's more than just the gas related stuff.
Then
I think that's when
like,
the Panama Canal thing.
But then my mom was like, "But I loved him." So I was like, "Whatever, I don't know."
1979. It couldn't be much worse. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, all right.
That's my historical perspective.
That's as political as we're getting. 40-year-old politics.
Yes.
That's
how
we
will.
You're not supposed
we
to
weren't
speak
alive for
hard opinions on the 70s politics.
My mother-in-law's favorite
Watergate.
president.
Not a fan. I wasn't a fan of it.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Or maybe
Bernstein and
we don't
Cooper,
know.
What were
was
their
it
names?
good? Was it bad?
Woodward.
Kevin, let us know. I don't know.
Woodward and Bernstein. Good dudes and people.
Kerry. Speaking of Jacksonville-based sporting events, Jack and Jill went up a hill. I got an email from the guy who is like the business development guy at the Iceman today.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. You got an Iceman Connect?
I guess, yeah. And he said to me, and I don't know if this is like, but I've bought tickets from this guy, so he's legit, and he's got an Iceman email. He said, "Hey, Dave, wishing you a happy holiday. Thank you for your support. It has been a pleasure continuing working together, although we haven't worked together this season. I would love to invite you and 3 guests out to an upcoming home game as a personal guest." So we're going, right?
That's almost as good offer as Rob.
Do we get to meet the Iceman himself?
I don't know.
George
he said
Gervin?
he invited us this Saturday. January 4th.
That's so random.
on Sabres night. Yeah, he's like he said, would this be of any... He said, "Would this be any interest to you?" I'm like, "Yeah, that'd be fine." He's like, "Cool."
Is that
like,
Chris
"Cool, I'll set it up."
Night?
No, Chris Kattan we're seeing on the 9th or the 3rd on Friday.
You gotta come down here, Kevin. We're not even working
lots
anymore.
Of fun. We're in vacation.
We're just going. We're just seeing.
I love it. Because Dave's Dibdit shows get better and better because he's like, I'm not
listed anymore.
No, dude, you know what? Listen, I would like a little credit for like building Dibdit, block at a time this last
I'd like
2
a
months.
little
Y'all rewind 30 episodes.
3 months, I would say the last 3 months, I have had equal to or more influence on the growth of Dibdit than Kevin.
I would say more.
You definitely have had a lot of influence, Kevin. I've done the least, but let me just explain what I think the truth is about Dibdit, okay? You're. I don't know what
It's
the guy. Who
roaring.
was Ron? Who was Ron Howard in Happy Days? What was his name? Do you know?
Ron Howard.
You asking me?
Yeah, Richie.
Ron
Richie
Howard,
Cunningham.
Richie Cunningham right there.
Kevin
We got
kinda looks like
Potsy
him.
right here.
No,
and then
Kevin
the
looks like
Fonz,
Richie.
and then the
Fonz.
Fonz started showing up, and now
Gosh.
it's like the Fonz made it cool. So you guys built the layers, and the Fonz came in, and now people want to.
Biggs was killing it tonight. Did you watch
At least-
Biggs' auction after me?
Yeah, he did
didn't.
good.
I was,
did good.
He was doing.
He
awesome.
took his stuff off of Shop Commons and sold them individually,
a
and
good
I was
choice.
almost going to
Good for
buy
him.
his lot of Monster High dolls.
Yeah, well,
and
they
he
weren't
sold 'em
selling.
off
Shop
individually.
Commons is a failed experiment. Let's just.
He
mark
had
it
they
down.
three
did
watches
okay.
on it.
I listed something on
You're
Shop
not going to be
Commons
able
today.
to pass the mechanical keyboard district, and it's okay, Kevin.
Did you notice that,
I already
Kevin?
passed him.
Oh, you
Yeah, I
passed
already
him. Dang
passed
it.
him. I
I'm not
dibbed
paying
it is
attention.
next on the list, and I will never pass
And
dibbed it because it's
out of
growing
respect
way
to
too
us, you
fast.
shouldn't.
Kevin, did you notice that I listed something on Shop Commons?
I did not notice.
Yeah, I listed. I don't know if
Let
I
me
listed
see
them
if
at
I
the
can
right
delete
price
it
or
if
not.
you did it wrong.
Did I do it wrong? How do I know
Nope.
if I did it wrong?
Oh, you did it right. You
You should
tagged
tell everybody
one
about the
category.
complaints. You're
Yeah.
dibbed it, like all the people putting the wrong stuff up, and you were upset about it before the podcast.
Me? Yeah,
Me?
they were.
Oh,
I
Kevin,
did.
you
I
mean
just
on
deleted
Commons.
like 7 or 8 listings off of Dibbed It, and I approved 6 sellers.
Kevin, is that too expensive? I put offers. I
What?
really don't know what to sell those for.
Let's see. License plates. You have 3 watchers on it, Dave.
Okay, 51
That's-
plates for
You
125.
just
Carrie.
listed it today. 19 views,
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
watchers. I would
No.
put an offer
I was there
for
when you
$100
bought
bucks.
those.
You probably sell it like
I
that.
paid less than that.
Listen, did you go through the plates? Did you go through
No,
the plates?
I didn't.
Okay.
Oh, I
here's a
listed
little trick.
3. I listed 3, and like I didn't like. It wasn't fun, and so I said I'm just gonna put the rest on Commons.
All right, so I bought a lot of license plates one time for, I don't know, cheap. I brought them home and I started going through them and there were no duplicate states. I'm like, So we went through and counted them. There were 50 states. They had one from each state. You can sell those lots way
No,
higher.
I had more than one North Carolina one, so I definitely had like duplicates and stuff like that. So it wasn't anything like that.
So if you ever want to
Okay,
take
so-
time and make those sets, you can get higher dollar for them.
This is a unpaid for promo moment, but we got to do it because me and Carrie went to like a straight up legit comedy club in Palm Coast,
Yeah.
Florida yesterday. It was like so
you guys
good.
really don't work.
No, we
It
don't.
was so
Not
good,
at
Kevin.
all.
It
No,
was
it was
20
really
bucks
good.
a ticket, and we got because we bought
Just
4,
you
we
two?
got 10 bucks.
It was
off.
like legit
No, me,
in a
Tina,
strip mall
Carrie
next to
don't.
Dominic's. Like it was like in a tiny strip mall, but it
It's
was
like
really
next
good.
to the freaking tanning bed and the karate class, and then Boom Comedy Club. Like that's it's like the size of a Subway.
Strip
It was
mall.
a
It
small
was just
Subway, a tiny
us and a
Subway.
bunch of geriatrics watching a comedian, and it was awesome.
3 comedians. They were all hilarious. And Kevin, tonight, you know who's there tonight? Michael Winslow
I don't know.
of
Wait a
Police
minute.
Academy
Yeah,
fame.
He's
Oh,
the one
really?
that does all the noises. Dave, do your impression.
Like that. Like I was
Yeah,
that was a
you
machine gun.
You're
Did,
at the
did you know?
reboot, man.
That was a machine gun.
So he's falling down. He's doing strip mall comedy clubs now.
Palm Coast. Dude, you know who we're going to see on Friday? It's literally Chris Kattan from Night at the Roxbury. Is
Okay.
5 minutes from my house. Like Christy B's Comedy Club, guys, if you're in
Yeah,
Daytona
Christy
or whatever, you
B's.
got to check this place out.
You're
It's, like,
trying to get free
legit.
tickets.
No, I don't. I'm not going to tell
yes.
them I'm doing this. I just don't want it to go out of business. Like you don't pay like top end talent to come to Palm Coast, Florida, unless you're actually filling the seats.
Yeah,
So
you
yeah,
gotta-
20
you gotta
bucks
keep it up.
ahead for that.
We
they
gotta
saw a very funny
get that
lady.
going so they bring him out even closer to me.
What was
That's
it?
even
Bear
less
Clark.
likely.
Bear Clark. What?
Bear Webb. Bear Clark.
Bear Webb
Webb.
Clark. She was hilarious. They were all really funny last night, and it was like it's a very small club. Kevin, next time you come here, we're going without a doubt.
Did you guys see the award that you did? Dave, did you see the award that you
Yeah,
got?
I won
on
the
Flippin'
award.
Fantastic podcast.
Yeah.
And did
I
you
won the
see-
award. What was it called? The Poly Mailer Award or something?
Everything goes in a poly mailer bag.
It's
Yeah,
facts.
that was fair.
Facts are
That's
facts.
pretty
But
fair.
Carrie was awfully mad that you did not
Yeah.
win the best reselling couple.
Yeah, no, it seems
Yeah,
not even
he told
close.
me
I don't
about
even know why.
Yeah.
Like yours and Mike relationship isn't. I don't know. Like you're mean to him.
Yeah.
You
Kevin,
make him
that
drive
is.
you everywhere. I make Dave drive everywhere, but I'm nice.
Or Dawn.
Or Don.
But yeah, I got to give
too.
him credit.
I hate
over there.
driving.
I got to give him credit. I was waiting to see, and I was like, I'll be Haley.
Yeah,
and
nothing.
Josh.
Rule number 1 of getting Kevin to watch your videos: mention Kevin. He loves him some him.
I was supporting that podcast because those ladies are nice and they have a female podcast. You know,
There we go.
So,
Yeah.
anyways, Carrie, we're going to the Icemen next week. That's going to be fun, and we're going to see Chris Kattan. We bought the couch. We bought the couch for Chris Kattan, the fanciest seating.
Yeah, you can sit in
We're
a couch.
fancy like that, yeah.
are you two going to sit next to each other? And the
Yeah, I
ladies
think
on the
me and
outside.
Tina were talking about it. I think me and Carrie will spoon on the couch, and Tina and Don are going to sit on the armrest.
They sit
Sit on the
I think that's the plan.
Whatever.
So I'm
Lean in.
surprised Carrie's not leaving Don home to like make a living. You know,
Where
sell
are
something.
you?
Don better be
Can
listing
we-
right now. I'm just saying.
Where are you, Kevin? Where are you?
I'm in our friend's house's basement
Oh,
Why?
mid-sesh.
because I was told today.
You guys
hey,
were
can
swinging,
we go out?
and you're taking a little
He's
break.
got to take. He's
A little swing break.
And my wife wanted Thai food. They were going out.
Oh no, you don't want Thai food when
doing-
swinging.
no. This is not.
Bad
That's not the
combination.
night to do Thai food, Kev.
Go
I
with
had
like a
little piece
soup
of
or
the
a
curry
salad.
Stuff.
Yeah, you want something light.
Something light.
that gives you energy.
Maybe a protein bar.
A couple.
No fake
Gosh.
sugar though. That might make you gassy.
I have a Coke Zero.
I mean, it looks like a nice
Coke
couch. I
Zero,
will say that.
sure,
bud.
Hey, Christmas happened. Let's talk Christmas, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, a couple
Christmas.
things to say on the reselling note because we're a reselling podcast. I
Yes,
think don't doubt
first
it.
and foremost.
My sales have slowed down pretty heavily since Christmas. I don't know if you guys are experiencing a similar.
My store, my
phenomenon.
store at the time
He
of
always
recording
says
is
the
still
same
closed.
Crap. He always says his store is doing great or it's closed.
No,
it's
I just
always
said
one
it's
of those
closed.
two things. Either it's
I told you, I
closed.
took
Actually, no.
10
There's a
days
third
off.
carry.
It's open by the
my
time you
store
hear
is
this.
closed. Okay, my store is doing great, or my store is closed and still doing great. Those are his three lines. Those are Kevin's three lines.
I will tell you what it did over the break. I had 10 days off. Took 10 days off.
Okay.
It sold
We know you needed it.
$2,027.17.
So that's
know if that's
more
a lot or
than
not,
like most people make in a
comparatively.
year on eBay. I'm assuming, correct?
Yeah, well,
And you did it in 10
not when they
days.
have
That's
40
$200 days.
employees.
That's solid for
Were you
having it
listing
Well,
off.
you have
drafts?
17 employees.
Were you
I had
listing
one-
or
when it-
publishing?
When it started, I think we had 39 in drafts, and I just did one each day. That's all I did.
One listing.
No,
Yep.
don't
But it's
hurt
back
yourself.
open now.
Don't hurt
so
yourself,
Go buy
Kevin.
an NMN.
Do you know how
Okay, well.
unrelatable that is to the listener?
Unrelatable.
saying,
you guys,
guys,
are
go
one
buy.
listing
a day?
That's unrelatable.
I'm selling two lunar eclipse Denver Broncos mini helmets today.
So-
I don't know why they lost.
That's what I got to ask you. So I went to Wicked the other day, which I actually enjoyed. I thought I'd hate it. Dave's putting it down so bad. There
I
were some
didn't
things
hate
I
it.
liked about
I
it.
never said I
That was
hated
a
it.
movie, bro. Now
Well,
I just said it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be.
but I was looking at the popcorn buckets and stuff, and I'm looking at the numbers. I'm like, I don't know. I can almost pay for my popcorn and stuff with it, but I decided not to get it. Was that a mistake?
Well,
Because there was also
I
still
sold them
available.
all.
At this point,
I
here's
sold
the
them all.
thing.
Which
It
bucket
was the
it?
lantern one,
Here's
and then
the
you could
thing.
get the hat on top, and you had
here's
to buy
the thing with
both, and-
popcorn buckets, Kevin.
was
It's like you got to get them like the week
Mhm.
the movie comes out, give or
Yep.
take. Maybe
I was
10
still
days,
seeing the
maybe
sold
2
comps.
weeks.
But none of them were in the last like 5 days.
Bro,
But if
I
you're
sold a
going to
popcorn
eat-
bucket today for a Wicked popcorn bucket today for $36. Doesn't light up. It's just literally a plastic bucket. I sold it today
Wow.
for $36.
The way we
So I
look
should
at
have bought it.
You should
The
have.
way we look at it is we'll typically make
Okay.
a profit and get popcorn for free.
You
Or
make, if
drink
you
for
can
free.
make $5, get free popcorn. And usually it'll cover the soda too if you're doing it right. Usually it covers my entire concession order unless I go hard on
And
candy.
Dave has a gnarly concession order.
Yeah.
He
I
gets
did.
a little
They
bit of
had
everything.
none of the Sonic cups. Hey, which by the way,
They
you
sold
got
quick.
complimented. You got reviewed. People listened. They said,
Okay.
"Hey, James was gonna." They heard James had heard somebody who watched this podcast to challenge to get Dave to be reviewed on his channel.
Okay.
And he did, and he gave you props
Okay.
for the hustle at the theater. And then he
Was it
trashed you the
surrounded
rest of
by
the
a
I
time.
bunch of
enjoyed the
negativity? I have not
start-
seen it. Someone did tell me
You
that he
haven't
did a
seen
video
it?
about me. Yes, I have
Yeah.
not watched it yet.
I
Probably by the
enjoyed
time
the
this comes out, I'll
start where
watch
he
it.
was like, I think his shtick is that he's not good at this. Something to
He
that
also
effect.
said
That is
it's
my
not
shtick.
for me. He
Yeah.
complimented your ability to yap on incessantly, which we all have that ability,
Mhm.
and said it's just not for me, as he yapped on incessantly through the video.
Yeah,
But it was, I
exactly.
mean, he wasn't mean to you. He
No,
was,
you know.
Okay.
It was fair critiques from somebody who only sells
Oh, what
hats
was
in
the-
DVD or in CDs. Is that all that James sells, I think?
I
Allegedly?
think no. I think he was most intrigued by your trash can conversation, where you were putting your trash can where you could open the door from the outside and you could take it out
That,
easily.
he liked that? That was cool,
Yes.
right? That was a very good
Yeah.
move.
That is-
yeah.
That
That's
is
brilliant.
Dave's channel in a nutshell. Nobody cares about your reselling. They just care about your
It's-
weird.
I will say
You know,
that-
you know what it is?
Dave went on for a
it's the
minute about the
weird,
trash
like,
can.
the challenges that an ADHD person has,
Mhm.
like, using the trash can instead of the floor. It's a real
Mhm.
challenge. Okay. You have to come up with
Ask Tina.
solutions. And I finally, after like 3 years in this garage, have come up with a really good solution for it
Mhm.
that only the mind of a crazy ADHD person could come up with. And I think a lot of people in the comments of that video were like, that's really smart. Like every now and then I do something that's like moderately brilliant.
You have redone your garage storage system four
like 20
times, I think,
times.
since I've moved here. I'm not even joking.
Since I moved here.
It's
No,
bad.
I'm not even joking. Four
It was
different times.
it was twice. This was the
So,
second time.
You
Here's
had
the
the weird
So I've had 3 different
17-foot
ones
light box
since you got
that
here.
you moved
Yeah,
around
yeah,
twice too.
He said he didn't like that, but I've told you that. I told you that when I was with Carrie. I'm like, what do you do that? And then Dave goes out and buys a giant light box. Anyway, I had a trash
I love
can
the light
moving.
box.
I moved 2 different trash cans to work to flow better from the eBay cave and then out to where I got to take it, and then the dumpster. Little things to make it shorter. But I never thought for a second I'm going to talk about this for a minute and a half in my video. See, there's where you're brilliant.
Listen, I am telling you that it's I don't know. I'm a psychopath. I don't know. I mean,
Nah,
no
dude,
words.
that's what
That's
people
what
are
makes it
looking
different.
for, though. I think that's
Mhm.
what I've talked to you about, and I think I've talked on the podcast about Sam Sulek, the guy, the muscle bodybuilder guy who just goes to the store and just pushes the cart and puts the GoPro on the front of his cart, and he just talks about what he's going to buy and what he's doing workout wise, and he doesn't edit anything, and he gets monster views. I think people just
Really?
like real connection, whatever your realness is, Dave, which is fairly entertaining. Kevin, if
Yeah, I
Kevin
mean, it's
didn't have a script, oh my gosh, it'd be unwatchable. So Kevin, stick with the script, but those that can
Well, he also has the
ad-lib
body
should.
double whenever he has to lift stuff, come in
Yeah,
and
exactly.
grab the items.
Body
Every time
double.
you see a hand grabbing an item, it's a body double. He doesn't want you to see his 90-year-old hand.
I do
So he's
remember
got
that.
this
Old
hot
man.
hand that comes in and grabs stuff with
Got a
way
claw.
less liver spots, and it's just a lovely hand.
Very, very,
I
very
have
upset
less
about his liver
bracelets on
spots.
I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm artistic about my videos. That's not true. But I like to have a format. That's all.
No,
We
I
know.
talk too much.
No.
It's to
You went
control
all
my
through this
talking.
on the Old Guys podcast. If you want to
Oh
hear
my
his 20-minute
gosh.
spiel about his format and how it's very important and people like to feel
No.
the same thing every time.
Look,
They like to have
different people
segments,
like
and
different
he always
things.
saves the best sales for first, and then he puts the worst sales near the end, and then he does the shout outs and the
always try to
affiliates
change
at the end, and
Exactly.
blah, 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 blah. Did I do a good job?
Yeah.
I
It's like
enjoy,
a formula to lameness.
No, he's like, okay, maximize taking advantage of viewers formula. That's the title of it. I thought it was a little, a little
Exactly.
uncouth, Kevin.
Yeah, uncouth. We don't say that enough about Kevin.
Yeah.
Uncouth.
I did that in my classroom. I wasn't trying to take advantage of my classroom. I was trying to optimize the experience.
Experiment. Oh, what experiments were you doing?
Yeah. What? Let's see.
Experience.
Oh, is that Fievel behind you, Carrie? Fievel
Yeah,
from
it's
Fievel
Fievel
Goes
Goes
West.
West. That was the one where he went west.
Which
And you've
just
got
shows
Did he get his
Scrap.
family
You got
back?
Scrap
I think
back
he
there.
got his-
41.
I got Shaq back here. I've got
Bro,
a giant
and
Ewok.
You've got Halloween Horror Nights 33 hat. I sold
Yep.
all of mine. The rest of them, I way overdid it on those. I ended up selling like 23 of those tonight.
I got the what is
I
it? The
saw that.
squirrel
I
from
almost
Ice
bid on
Age,
him.
which was my dad's favorite, so I like that guy. And then I got my Mighty Ducks hat that my buddy sent me, and
Nobody
yeah,
cares.
fun stuff. Well, I care.
I cared.
You're
I
right.
asked.
Nobody else does.
I mean,
No,
we could
you're
talk
right.
about your fake windows behind
How
you.
is the setup in there after Mike donated all that furniture to you? Is the setup good? You like it in there?
Yeah,
I just
it's
want to
good,
go on
man. This is
record
as
and
good
let
as
everyone
I'm
know
gonna
that I
get.
donated.
Where
more
is
than
your
Mike.
trash can?
I have a trash tote. I just have an empty tote that I throw trash into,
Have
and then
you ever
Don
emptied it?
collects it a couple
That's
times a
what I
week. That's what's been happening.
No
If I'm
trash
being
bag?
honest.
Just the tote? No
It's
trash bag.
primarily
Sometimes I'll put it
hot
in a-
sauce bottles.
Sometimes I'll be honest. Sometimes I'll get
let's see.
trash in
This
a bag
sounds very
He's gonna
scary.
fall off his chair.
How about
like this,
just
and then
getting
I'll
trash?
put it in the tote.
You go to garage sales all the time, Carrie. Can't
What's
you
up?
just you go to garage sales all the time? Can't you just buy a trash can for $5 at a garage
I
sale?
mean, yes, I could theoretically.
Speaking
All
of
right.
prices at a garage
Totes
sale,
are so
let's
much better to like
refocus
lug
here.
around.
Okay, refocusing.
So if
This is a
you,
perfect topic. I love it already.
If you were
Pants
offered 2 nice NASCAR jackets and they said $30 a piece, is it unreasonable to say $50 for both? Is that unreasonable?
no, I
you?
would have said 40. I would have actually keistered one.
Did you
and stole the
see
other.
how bad your
Keystring doesn't
son,
count as
Eli,
stealing.
has completely just torn up my reputation? He thinks I'm you. He thinks he's editing for you. Like, oh, how can I make
No,
my
yeah,
dad
he's
look
torn
so
up your
bad?
reputation all the way to the
How does
bank.
it?
Yes,
How do
I
you
saw
feel
that.
getting? Yeah. How does it feel getting views for once on your TikToks,
Like what?
Kevin?
200,000 on the Facebook, like
Yes,
30,000
yeah.
on the Instagram.
We're already
another
telling
The
Eli to
beautiful thing
on
unionize.
TikTok.
Is I only have to pay him for half of the TikTok. The Facebook wasn't
Well,
part
he
of
was
the deal.
asking me about that though. He's like, "Dad, it's
Yeah,
near the end
well,
of the month. Is it 30 days from when I post it, or is it just for the last 3 days of the month?"
He'll get paid. He'll
I
get
said,
an
"I think-
extra.
yeah."
At this point, he's going to get an extra $50 for that video. The next one's doing okay. It'll be a little bit more,
Dude,
so he'll get his
and I told
normal
him-
pay
Yeah,
plus
what
about
was the
70
Christmas
more.
bonus this year?
The next one,
He worked for
like
3 weeks. I ain't giving him a Christmas bonus.
the next one is like not even that great, but it's a part 2 of that
Yep.
same sale, and so people want to see what
Mhm.
happens, even though it's like just some lady standing there and blathering
Yep.
on. It works.
We don't even.
It works.
Dave's boy edits for me, and he's put out some mediocre content, but he caught lightning in a bottle with this one.
Look, dude, he's not a magician. He's working with
What
just
he's
a
got.
white canvas of nothingness. He's doing the best he can, dude.
Well,
My
and,
wife
and
has
Kevin,
enjoyed reading the comments.
he does. He's like, Kevin said this video was bad because it didn't have comps, but it has 20,000 views. It's some video he did like a week ago, and I was like, well, Kevin's an idiot, Elijah.
That's not what I said. What I
Yeah.
said was my videos have comps in them. And so
Yes.
he was putting comps up, and I wouldn't put up a comp. I bought a CD. I bought a bunch of CDs, and one of the CDs I mentioned, and it was a $6 free shipping CD. I'm like, how you don't need to look for a comp for a $6 CD. Don't worry about it. And just I say, let's go to the end of the video and take the comps off of there, screenshot and put them in your video. You don't have to search for stuff. That's what
Yeah.
I was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way
Well,
I
you
think
brought
of
up
comps-
the.
The way I look at comps is the people watching the video should be looking that stuff up.
Do you want to
They're
give us an
interested.
example, Kevin? An example of one of the negative comments?
Do
Like,
I
what's the
want to
worst
give
one you
you
can
one?
remember? Well, just
You're gonna
what's
have
what
to.
You can
Oh,
remember.
just I don't know. They're all so. You're a cheap SOB. Stop
no,
being a
accurate, true.
sleazeball. You should have
true,
given
so
them.
true.
One guy
Not
said I
related
should
to
have
the
given them
pricing.
500 for the jacket. Sold for $250, free shipping. It took 2 years to sell. That video is from 2 years ago.
Do you still
Yeah.
have
And the
their
other jacket
location
sold
so
for
you
like
can give them a little
75 or
money
100.
back since you made so much on it?
No, but here's the thing, and you know this,
If he walked up
Dave.
wearing that shirt, she would
People,
not let him in the house.
people
Don't be
don't.
taking business advice from this guy, can we?
You've sold jackets like this before, right? Just a regular run of
Yeah.
might
I
get
mean,
a
if he had a
might get
hat
a-
on,
might get $100
maybe.
bucks. Might get
Sunglasses.
$100 bucks. This
Yeah.
one particular jacket sold for $250. So I'm thinking in my head, but I didn't know that. I'm thinking in my head, I'll get 175 to maybe 225
Yeah.
for these jackets.
Dude, you don't need to
50
justify it
bucks.
to me. I would have lowballed her harder. What are you doing trying to justify it to
But
me?
man, I mean, tearing me up, and I got tore up in my picker video on YouTube today too.
Well, listen, I have a Facebook
Not
video
for
from a
lowballing.
year and a half ago where I went to a yard sale and she had a Waldo and she had some Esso gas tigers, things like that. The prices were insane. $25 a piece on the Esso gas plastic tiger piggy banks. Those go for like 20 a piece. You know, she had 20 on the Waldo, the plush Waldo, all this stuff, right? And so I'm talking about like the whole video is like, oh yeah, it's a little too expensive. And at the end, she's like, yeah, I've just been looking them up on eBay. She said that to me. And, you know, I'm pressing what I said. And I said, yeah, but are you looking at the sold? She's like, well, I don't know. And then all the comments are tearing me up like, oh, she's just doing her due diligence. You shouldn't make a video calling her out, stuff like that. But the best thing is I went back to that sale 3 weeks ago and I bought all that stuff a year and a half later because she hadn't sold any of it. And she was so dejected. I mean, I feel mean.
Tale as old as
But she was
time.
so
Tale as
dejected.
old
I
as
was like,
time
how
right
much
there.
for this tiger? You have 25 on it. She's like, whatever you'll pay me. I said, I'll give you $1. She's like, okay.
Sometimes
You
we
gotta
gotta
get
let them
the
have a
old
couple
clip.
of years of yard sale fails before you
Dude,
can get that deal.
that's a
Yep.
viral short right there. Go or put it in your full length. Go clip
combine
that
it all,
old
yeah.
one and be
Yeah.
like, hey, I was at this yard sale a year ago.
2
and
years
this is
later,
whatever. Yeah, dude, because that's the truth.
Yep.
That yard sale actually was the last yard sale we went to that day. I was in North Carolina. I remember 2 years ago, the last yard sale of the day. So if it wasn't me, it wasn't gonna be anybody.
Yeah, I wasn't going to sell. Yeah.
I'm honestly, here's the reality of most people who do garage sales. They're not resellers. And honestly, I'm all for them selling it on eBay themselves and getting full value. But the reality is, as you all know, they're not going to do it. They're not interested in actually. They want the full value without any of that work, which I understand, but it's not going to happen. So if people aren't willing to negotiate with you, they'll typically end up putting it in the garage and putting it in a future yard sale.
Well, except okay, so I will
It's a good
say
time to
like
leave.
the same thing happens at flea markets. Carrie, you go with me all the time.
Oh yeah.
Right, we'll see the item, we'll come back a week later, they still have the item. We'll come back a week later, they'll still have the item, and every week it gets like a little cheaper, but every now and then,
Sometimes in
at
the
these
same
flea
day
markets,
it does.
every now and then, dude, they get over eBay value. And I think that's what keeps them pricing stuff high, because every now and then, someone like Callie
Estate sales.
will walk
Just-
up and she will pay $10 for that $2 Funko Pop.
Dude, that happened
because
at
it's
Browns.
cute.
Sometimes that exact evolution happens. I mean, you do get more sometimes, you're right. But the exact evolution of the price going down, it's not even like over weeks. It's over the same day from the morning to the afternoon. We went to that same Jedi guy or whatever, remember?
Yeah.
And like I asked a price to one guy and he told me 50. I came back later and got it for 40. And then I
Yeah.
think Rod had asked before me, I think it was that same
Yep.
general stuff, and he was like 75.
Yeah.
Or
It
maybe
happened
was
to
a
me
different
and
bundle,
Dave
but
at the same yard sale within minutes in North Carolina. The guy
Really?
was like, "Yeah, Cabbage Patch Kid is $10,"
Oh,
and
yes,
I
I
got
remember
it
that.
for $1.
Yeah.
I just asked him
That
how
was
much
weird.
it was.
maybe they felt
$1.
sorry for you.
Yeah, it might
like,
have just
what?
been because I don't know. Yeah, it could have been like
This
Well,
old grandma.
today's-
Let's just give this grandma it for $1.
Today's Sunday, so today's picker video. This guy had an oxygen tank hooked up to him. We went to a sale like that in
yeah, I
Georgia,
remember
by
that.
the way.
And Mike said something inappropriate. I
Yeah,
can't remember.
and
what.
Dawn stepped on
Shocking.
the tube, I think, because she didn't like the prices.
Whoa.
Anyway, the guy, she said something. That lady.
Lies.
She didn't like some price there. I remember it. Anyway,
She did not
I-
attack an elderly
this-
person with an air tank.
this guy had an American flag, which I needed one for my cabin, and it was $16. And I said something, or $15, and he said, just take the flag. But it wasn't very audible, and so people think I ripped this guy off for $1, which I didn't. But the guy handed me, I gave him a 20, so he owed me 5 and change. He handed me a 50, and I gave it back to him and said, hey, whatever. So, if you're gonna rip somebody off.
So you ripped the old? I zoned
No,
out. So you ripped an old
he
guy off
gave
for
me the
$1?
flag.
Zoned
He
out,
gave me the flag. We'll forget it. Watch the
So
video.
why
It's a
didn't you
number
pay him the
one
$1?
page. It's a number one. I've had ones and twos on both channels lately, so reselling
Why are
is
you
not
directing this
dead.
at Paige?
Yeah,
Because he
exactly.
did
You
a
ripped an
video
old
about
person off, and now you're
reselling is
bragging
dead.
about it.
No. Maybe.
Confused.
No,
Maybe.
Paige did a video about the end, or like everybody's got slow views and low views and whatever. And I says the political season is football, whatever, and they're coming back up. It does every year.
Yeah, no, my
December is
views
a
are
bad month.
crapper.
There's
My views
always
are-
an
Paige is
excuse
right,
for slow
Kevin is
sales,
wrong.
dude. January,
They have-
everybody's working out. February, everybody's making out. In March, everybody's drinking Shamrock shakes from McDonald's. There's always an excuse
They call that shaking
to
out.
sell stuff.
In November, everybody's having
Shamrock
kids.
shake. You missed an opportunity
Because of
there.
February.
Shaking out.
Yeah,
Because you had
they're
making
shaking
out, shaking out.
Yeah,
Shamrock
yeah.
shaking out.
I do got to give Dave props though. Watching a Dave
Thank
live
you, I
show
deserve
is
it.
entertaining. I was trying to film today during your live show, and I kept finding myself going back and watching your live show.
I
entertaining.
struggle. Thank you, but I do struggle with the co-streaming because I do feel like it breaks
Yeah.
up the flow.
But he
of
did
a
really
stream.
well,
even
on
with
your
Carrie.
stream.
I mean, I like Carrie and all, but even then, if it breaks up the flow a little bit.
And I
when you're
really
doing co-streaming.
love the question that you answered on there. You should clip it and make it a short. The person asked about, hey, I can't get an audience on whatnot. Do you need, if to sell on Dibbity, do you need to bring your own audience? And
Yeah, he
Dave
basically
answered
was
it right
saying,
there.
Do you need to be famous to sell on Dibbit? I said, no. Look, the
And
guy
We'd
I'm
appreciate
selling
it.
with,
We'd appreciate
literally
it,
right
though.
now, the guy I'm selling with right now has no.
Dave said
following on
he's a
any social
nobody.
media.
Dave said, this guy right here, he's a nobody, is what he said.
I did not say that, Bill.
Literally.
You know
Word
he's
what
lying. You were there, Bill.
Bill
Don't
is
even
awesome.
listen to
He-
Kevin's House of Lies that he
Bill,
is building.
he is he's been with us from
Kevin
the beginning.
Spacey.
It's nice to see those folks really starting to pay off.
No, for sure.
Yeah, all of them.
agree.
I mean, when Biggs went, he had like 60 people, guys. Biggs does not have a following on Instagram or maybe small on Instagram, but not Facebook, not on YouTube. But he has 60 people in there. He's selling things really well, good
Yeah.
value on things. Some things
I'm
went
sure
for
there's
cheap, some
shows
things
today
went for
over
eBay.
there. Go check them out. Maybe you want to sell. It's starting to get pretty good. We're about ready to pass our buddy Pete Craigslist.
I mean, it's
Hunter
no
in
Dave's
4
Kitchen
Which I
months.
market,
called
but-
like a year and a half ago, and finally it's happening.
And Carrie's selling cards over there. All right, enough
Yep.
of that. All right.
Listen, Dave's Kitchen Market just passed another fantastic market called the One Stop Shop. So,
Ooh.
Tim, you're
Shots
gonna have to step
fired.
it up. You're gonna
Listen,
step it up.
Reseller Information
I'm just going to
Network.
make a statement right here. If Tim is not back on an episode by February, I'm out. I'm out. Right there.
We could probably
I'm
just
done.
replace Kevin long term with Tim. It'd be okay.
Yeah, you probably could. Listen,
Isn't Tim going to be on some other podcast soon?
Yeah.
We're gonna get a lot of
here.
of Tim in our lives.
You're going to get a lot of Tim
Yeah.
here very soon. Tim,
I'm very
and
excited. AI
who's the
Picks
dude-
Podcast 2.0.
Yeah, it's coming back, folks. You wanted more.
This time with Kevin, so it can actually succeed.
what? What
AI
is it?
Picks Podcast 2.
AI
With
Picks?
Kevin. With Kevin.
Yeah,
Podcast
our
too.
movie review
Here's
podcast.
our pitch
Oh,
for it,
I'm a
Kevin.
movie guy now.
No,
I'm a
here's
movie
the
guy.
pitch. No, here's the pitch. This is going to work perfect. Me and Dave go see a movie. You just show up and we talk about the movie. You don't
Yeah.
see the movie.
Yeah. You wear your little quilt thingy. Your Afghan.
a
Is that what
grand
you're
Well,
called?
square.
We need
Granny square.
that coveted 70 to 102-year-old market.
Oh my gosh, dude! Someone was selling, guys. Okay, this is gonna be like maybe seem a little bit, coarse, an inappropriate joke, but I don't feel like you guys heard it. Carrie definitely
I would
didn't hear
prefer
it.
if you didn't do
But,
that in my presence, but go ahead.
But Biggs was selling a action figure called Gray Bone, and I said in the comments that's
I
Kevin's
see where
nickname in
this
the
is
nursing
going.
home.
That is true because of the off-colored penis.
It's so good. I just had to share it with this audience of 4,000, which used to be an audience of 10,000. I don't know why it's going
have
down.
alienated 4,000 to 6,000 people. It's not enough.
Actually, this
Yeah, it's fine.
podcast is growing again, so I'm reconsidering exiting it. Actually, that comment would do well on the reseller
Yeah,
leftovers.
you should have said the
lately.
podcast is growing after the boner joke. That would have been a better
Yeah,
timing.
timing.
You gotta work on
timing.
your timing, man.
Oh, you guys have been to the comedian. You think you're comedians now?
Oh, they were
when's
so
when's
funny.
open
They
mic
were so
night?
funny.
Dave wants me to do it. I might do it. I suck at
No,
it.
they have open mic nights. I want Carrie to do it, and they also do comedian
here's my-
training.
Here's
I'll-
my thing. I think I want to do an open mic and then do my motivations on the open mic. Nobody,
that's really
it's
good.
going to be very niche audience. It's not even there.
Yeah.
Did you notice the motivation videos started getting more views and people the duration they stayed longer just to watch your motivation videos?
They're not even. I didn't even watch last week's. They seemed
Yeah,
really boring
it's
from the
doing
first couple
really
minutes.
well.
They were all serious.
They
and
really
stuff.
unique.
were. I
unique.
don't. Yeah,
It
I'm
was
just
Carrie's
trying to-
half-ass way of getting it done. It was good
Yeah.
though. I got to
See-
give you credit.
See, Kevin, you've been a
Clip
teacher
that.
far too long because Kevin called it out perfectly. It was just me doing it half-assed. I'm like, what's
Hey,
the easiest way to
listen.
do this?
I couldn't even watch it.
The best history day. History day was a joke. All these kids, you make them do all this crap. Their parents get mad at you, and I'm gonna go out and buy this stuff. The best history day. I gave an A to a kid. He just took a giant board and he put like cell phones on it in a timeline, like how cell phones evolved, and he labeled each one. That was it. I'm like, dude, you half-ass this, and you're really smart. You get an A. This is really good. I would reward students like you, Carrie. Because of the
Kevin, I would
brilliance.
like to cordially invite you to play marbles with me in Squid Games.
I don't know what Squid Games is.
Yeah, just an idea.
Oh,
Me
are
and
you still watching the first season again?
Yeah, I just watched that episode where he tricks the old guy into thinking he lost so that he gets killed.
Yeah.
I kind of just threatened
It's a
Kevin's
heartwarming
life
show.
by
It's a
accident.
heartwarming.
My mom loves movies, and now that she lives out here in Virginia, I'll go to a few more. She used to stay home. The only day she got to stay home from church was Wizard of Oz Sunday night,
I
and
thought
so
your
she
mom
wanted
lived in
to
like
see
your
Wicked.
backyard for years.
No, she's been here for three years. 3 years. I've
Why are you
been
saying
apart
now
from my
that
folks.
she lives in Virginia, you're gonna start going to more movies? She's been here
I
for
have
3
been.
years.
Well, it takes a while to get used to the new routine.
That's the weirdest garbage you've ever said.
I moved out when I was 16, so there
Okay,
was
let's talk
30
about
years
Christmas.
not living near my parents.
Kevin, you got
Wait
the
a minute, I
ugly
want to talk
sweater.
about Amazon sellers. I'm getting a flood of people complaining and getting kicked off of Amazon, or they're really squeezing their,
Since when
their
have
sellers
we cared
down.
about Amazon on this show?
Well, here's why. Because a lot of them are saying I'm being forced to move to eBay.
Pure Hustle podcast, guys.
yeah.
Check it out if you
this
want
sounds
more
like
Amazon
a question
news.
for Rake and Profit or the
Go ask
Taylor guy.
The
Orlando,
PPP.
Yeah,
and he will answer.
Mm.
Yep.
They got in a little argument over there on that
They did?
podcast.
Did
the other day,
they?
yeah.
Oh.
It was about customer service, and so
Okay,
Dave.
let's hear
Dave
what-
is
what
a-
was the
is
argument
in
about?
particular
What's the
about
argument?
customer service.
We'll chime in.
Well, Josh is
Let's
like,
weigh in.
I'm going overboard on the customer service. I'm, presenting it just perfectly because he does niche down stuff and whatever.
He's
I want to get that
Camparelli-ing it.
repeat
Yeah.
customer.
Yeah.
I'm going to do all that, and
He's
then
doing a Camparelli.
And then John over there is
I
like,
took one of those
come on,
earlier.
I sell toilet seats. They're not being repeat customers.
Yeah, I'm not even cleaning them off.
I go through a
Yeah.
lot of
Great.
toilet seats, so
But they were
don't know.
both right because one sells in a niche that a repeat customer is going to happen and one doesn't. So it's like, what effort do you put in, right? How about you, Dave? What about you in customer service? I heard you say on Dibdit, you're like, oh, don't I owe you an order today or something? Or I didn't do something. And you don't pay attention to any of those, do you?
I
forgot
I've
to
been
ship
trying
something
to-
out.
I've been trying to on Dibdit. I have been trying. I don't really on eBay, but I've been trying to do better on Dibdit responding. I have 14 message requests though, so I'm not doing great.
Oh my
You've
God.
been-
A
you've
lot
been
of them are
trying.
months old, but I'm trying.
He will
I'm
get to you.
trying. I will
Any
get
pertinent
reach out to
questions are no
Rod,
longer necessary.
picking and punching on Instagram if it's urgent. You
I hear
know,
Rod
that's
has
the
a
best
new
way.
sponsor.
Rod doesn't even talk to me anymore. Rod clearly hates us all, except for Carrie.
Yeah,
Seriously,
he got
Rod's
a
been
lucrative.
absent.
He got a lucrative offer. Right?
Adult toy offer or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's something. It works for
Oh,
him
that
though because
reminds
it's
me of
something he
something.
already uses. So
I got a message from somebody. He has a YouTube. I'm not going to mention your name because you're a friend. But they sent me a message that said, "Hey, is there anything? Do you have a choice in these videos? Why am I getting commercials about how to please a woman? Why do I keep getting these on your videos?"
They're hoping
not
Kevin
something
will
they
watch
should be.
them.
Yeah, exactly. That's not something you should be getting on Kevin's videos.
No, it doesn't
I
line
said
up.
it's more about you than me. That's just. I said I don't think they're sending those to little old ladies. They're searching your algorithm. I don't know.
Kevin,
and
what'd you
Rod-
get Heather? What'd you get Heather for Christmas?
I got Heather a gold bracelet.
Says a lot about a man.
Gold bracelet.
Gold bracelet. Real
I got
gold.
her a hat for that she's wanted for my boys' baseball team. I'm sorry if the noise is the kids are playing upstairs. And the dog ate it in the front yard. I got her a lot of stuff off of Dibdit. She loves Garfield. I got her vintage air fresheners.
Who
I got
would
all
buy
kinds
someone
of stuff
presents
like
off
that.
of Dibdit?
Dave,
Dude, I bought a ton off of
I did
Dibdit
too.
for people for gifts. It's
Yeah, I
the
did too.
perfect marketplace for it. I bought tons of gifts off of there. For
I gotta carry
Turner,
a
for
bunch of
Reagan,
cards
for my
from
wife.
there.
you did.
I don't know. I got her. I promised her a sectional sofa. I got her that.
Oh, okay. I'm glad that
Whoa.
word had more than
That
one
was-
syllable.
That beard. I was like, whoa, well, no. Sectional.
Sectional. So I couldn't get it. Know what you're talking about.
Sectional.
I got her a few other thoughtful gifts. I got her an
Carrie
old
received-
vintage.
Cards that he sold on Dibdit
Yeah.
from me.
To me from Dave.
Merry Christmas, buddy.
Literally.
Actually, that was for his
didn't
birthday.
Didn't even take the packaging Don
Still in Don's
had off
packaging.
the cards off.
Don's like, I shipped this. I said, well, congratulations. You now have it back. That was a waste of time for you now, wasn't it?
No, I'm the easiest person to get.
What'd you get Don,
presents for.
Carrie? What'd you get Don?
Just me and Don are just our love is enough. Our love is enough.
Are you at that
We
point where you
we
don't
honestly
buy?
didn't do gifts this year. We did them last year. We really didn't do gifts this year. We did a lot. We've been like not doing anything serious for like a week now. Going to comedy clubs.
My brother does an
Jaguar
experience.
games.
See, there you go, experiences. Right, my brother does that for his boy.
Dawn
and
is all
I
about
almost did
experiences.
it.
That's what she'll tell me over and over again. She wants
They-
experiences. She
They went to
doesn't want stuff. She
Wackos
doesn't-
tonight.
Yeah, we did go to Wackos. Great hamburgers. Dawn did get Dawn. I did grab her a couple puzzles off of Amazon that arrived yesterday and today, and she's very excited about it. If I see her doing a puzzle, I'm gonna freak out because she never does anything that isn't like work
Yeah,
related
she's super
or
lazy.
Golden
Oh,
Girls.
you mean
No,
okay.
like she's just like always posting or chilling or watching Golden Girls. If she's actually having fun, it would be awesome. I'd be very happy.
Well,
for her.
like I can do that with Legos. Like that is something that's like feels worky enough for me that I don't feel guilty.
But
if
you
I sit down
understand
and
what
do
I'm saying?
Legos.
Like when you do this full time, it's not like you're working all the time, but you are. You're like always
No, I
kind
am.
of working.
And
there's like a
I'm
level
getting-
of work that's always happening.
I'm getting like dangerously close to like figuring out a schedule. Like I was sitting there today and I was like, man, I could work a lot today, but I might not.
I love
Because
the people because you don't
need
have a
to.
schedule. I love the people on Dave. It's like, oh, Dave's going live. Hey, I'll do a show right after him. It's like, but they never know when you're going live.
Oh
so
yeah,
it's a crap
well,
shoot.
they keep messaging me.
Have
guys.
your stuff
Stop.
ready.
Stop messaging me. They message me and they say, "Hey, can we do a
Yeah.
live on Thursday at 3?" I cannot do that planning. Like I would love to, but it's got to just kind of happen. They're like, "Dave, you're gonna participate in the clothing show." I'm like, I don't even know if I'll have clothes when the clothing show happens. I don't.
Hey, we
know.
do have one scheduled for the 21st.
That's what they were saying.
Free
Yeah, they want me
Nintendo
to do
Switch.
something. Like,
Whatever. Let me
you
do
know what
the
I'll
scheduled stuff. Dave will do the random stuff. Carrie will do
I'll
cards
look
on
at
Tuesdays.
Dibdit.
It's perfect.
And if I see that the day,
Wednesdays are cards.
if I'm
Wednesday,
sitting
sorry.
there, if I'm sitting there in my garage and I say, man, I should probably do an auction today, and I look at Dibdit and I see it's a clothing rate train and I have a stack of clothing, I'm going to join it.
No,
you don't need to ask. I'll just
me
join
and Dawn
it
are
when there's
pretty
an
good
open slot.
we're good at you now, because like we were at the game and me and Dawn just started talking. We're like, I bet you Dave's going live today. And we put Dibdit on, and you had already scheduled for 3 because it's Sunday. We know
3:18.
we know you're bored. Like you're not
I'm
bored.
bored
You
on
have plenty
Sundays,
to you have plenty to do. You have family, everything, but you're bored. We get it.
So, Carrie,
I knew you were going to do it.
I also
have you
think
ever-
weekends are good times for auctions.
They are.
Carrie,
And
have you
Sundays do well
ever-
for you.
have you ever received anything from eBay, Carrie? Like
You're
a
so creepily
monetary
rubbing
type.
that cat. Just stop.
It's a nice cat. Look at this cat.
Yeah, this is the beginning of the
Is
end
that
for that
your
cat.
cat?
Poor thing.
Because once you
Rubbing
receive
another
something,
man's
you're
cat.
bought by eBay. That's what I was told.
I
last
have
year,
done
so-
sponsorships with eBay,
Oh,
one or
okay.
two in the past.
Because did you know that they're throwing a party at the Boss Reseller Remix now? They
are you
announced
guys
that.
going, or is it just me
No,
going?
I'm not going.
I'm
It's
not
just
going to
me.
go. Yeah,
It's
it's
just
just
you.
you.
So I'm the
And
Carrie
only
will be
member
there,
of- I
guys,
have to
and Mike
hold the
Camparelli.
trash to cash
Yeah,
banner
Mike,
for
yeah.
both of you.
Yep.
yeah. Ooh, banner. I could send you one. That'd be good.
Yeah, send me a banner.
A banner over Carrie
not
is
bring it.
love.
Oh,
A deep
I love
cut.
it. So,
A deep
are you?
cut. Will
are
you
your-
just stop trying to run the show? My gosh, you're annoying today. He's like got all
I have
these
a list
topics.
today. I
He's
got
like
a
a little
list.
squirrel. He's like,
Listen,
"Meh."
you know why? It's the opposite problem you're having, Dave. I like to work too, but not
Yeah.
quite like insanity like Dave. So when I took these days off, we did stuff with the family, but when I'm at home, it's like I got to do something productive. I can't just do nothing. And so one of the things I did today was write down what I was going to talk about today.
And let's go
It's
down
been
your
tough.
list. Let's get it out of your system.
No.
Go
We're
down
so
your little
different.
list.
I remembered about the podcast 1 minute before it started.
Yeah, when Dave called you.
I literally was
No, I
saying,
was
I
getting
said,
on
I
when Dave
guarantee he
called me.
forgot it. I said, I think he forgot. He went to a
Do you know
Jaguars
how
game
bad
today.
it
He
would
went
be
to
if
the
I
thrift
planned,
store.
though?
He went to
You can't have Carrie if
Wacko's.
he plans. Well, Wacko's took up time.
So, did you guys find anything in that thrift?
Some plushes.
Okay.
I did get a Dale Murphy. You'd appreciate this, Kevin. A Cooperstown
wouldn't,
collection, 1982, I think, or like a throwback Mitchell and Ness style uni, like a jersey.
I
Dale
saw
Murphy,
a card the other day that
MVP.
was so funny. It was Dale when they were on the Phillies. Remember Dale Murphy
Yeah,
went
he
to the
played
Phillies?
on the Phillies like in the early 90s.
And they had Dale Murphy, who is like clean cut Mormon guy,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And he was in a picture with Lenny Dykstra. And of course, they're like
The
this.
exact opposite.
The
of that
exact
person.
opposite. It was so funny. I was like, I need that.
I feel
card.
like he'd get along with them, though. I feel like Dale Murphy was like just, he would get along with most people, I
Yeah.
think. I don't know.
Did you
Yeah.
find anything, Carrie? I know what Dawn
I found that. That's what I found. And then Dawn found some plushies.
Okay, just that.
No, I found that. 'cause
Wait, what was it? A
you
Del
told me to
Murphy
look at
what?
the
I missed that
stickers.
part. It was a jersey?
It was a jersey. It was a jersey.
Okay. And how much
Yeah.
percent off was it? Because you had
It
told me you
was
said, oh, if it was
75% off, which I didn't realize was
Okay.
they had stickers there. I'm so used to not having stickers.
There's nothing. Oh, have you seen these posts? People talking about, how Goodwill in their area is no longer doing senior discounts,
Yep,
no
I saw
longer
that.
doing tags, no
I
longer
saw
doing
that.
whatever. Listen, they
No,
haven't
Kevin.
done that stuff here for years. There's no senior discount. There's no day that's a discount. There's no nothing. It's always full price.
Kevin
It
was
feels
devastated
like-
when the over 80 discount went away
Yeah.
10 years ago.
It feels like the only thing that Goodwill's cares about is making a profit. Could I be wrong on that, allegedly?
Yeah.
Mhm. Like
That's what I
No,
feel
you're
like.
right. You're right.
greed.
What else on your list, Kevin?
Yeah, what's on your list, buddy?
I'm not supposed to take over. You go
No,
ahead,
you know
Dave.
what? We just got to get it out of your system. You just got to run down them.
All right,
Let's
what do I
quick
got?
fire them.
What do
Quick
you got?
fire,
What
like
do I got?
5
I've already
seconds.
gone through most of them. Some of them are boring, like
Yeah,
something
we
you'd
know.
see on, like, I don't know, name
Let's
another
hear it.
podcast.
No, me and Carrie are going to answer one of them. Pick wisely.
Predictions.
Super professionally. Super
Predictions.
professionally.
This is the
Yeah,
boring
professional
predictions.
moment.
What's going to change in 2025? What do you see reselling moving in 2025?
Well,
What's the
listen,
difference?
I just came up with this. No one said it before, but I think live shopping is the future. And if you're not doing live shopping,
heard that from
you're going to
Gary
be
Vee.
left behind.
Without a doubt. That really is the
No.
truth, though.
It was the
think
truth
is,
4
man. I
years
think
ago,
it's
but
so-
Gary V's finally knows.
No, but I think more and more regular eBay people, some people who have been like fighting against it, I think more and more are going to be starting to do it. I think it's the obvious progression, or at least a progression in something you will be doing along with
Dave's Kitchen Market will pass Dibdit. I think that's going to happen by the end of the year.
and Dibbed It will pass Knickknack.
Yes.
God.
So number 1 will be Dave's Kitchen Market. Dibbed It.
Listen, do you
Keyboard
really
guy.
think this, by the way?
Craigslist.
Craigslist Hunter.
Mechanical keyboard place.
One-stop
Listen.
shop. Knickknacks.
Knickknack.
Do you-
8.
I know you're joking about District, or about, I think you're joking about Dave's Kitchen
No,
Marketplace,
it's going to
but
pass. It's going to pass.
It's got a big
Maybe.
future.
Maybe. Well,
It's
since
almost
you're doing ads on your own channel. But
Mhm.
look, static selling's going nowhere. I think it's an add-on, and I think that a lot of sellers are going to niche down further and take their excess that they find and pass it to the right people who do live selling. More of that.
Yeah. But
Dude,
what
we should
is,
do like
one
the
of-
bingo card where we make like 3 predictions each and then see who did better next
Ooh,
year.
see who did it next
yeah.
year.
We're
That's
not
not
organized enough
bad.
to do that, but that would be cool if we had an organized person.
But here's the
Yeah.
thing. I
Anyways.
think what's the major sticking point with eBay selling, Mercari selling, Bonanza selling? It's listing an item and having it sit forever, right? I think
Yeah.
that's what live selling takes care of. Now, it doesn't take care of it perfectly because you
Mm-mm.
typically
not everyone
aren't
wants
going to
to
make
do
as
it.
much money.
But
But-
look at all the people who are buying from Dave today to static resell. It's
That's
like
fair.
if you
You're
have your
right. You're
systems,
right.
you get to choose what you want to do.
There's
I don't
more
think
options. This is a wonderful thing.
that's exactly right. There's my prediction.
Well, okay, so the
reselling's
socks.
getting better and better and better.
The socks are a good example, Carrie. Somehow I still had 25 brand new pairs of wrestling socks because I just went crazy. I don't remember what we paid for them. I think we got them for like $1 a pair. Or
Put them
something.
all in there. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, this
So
is a deal.
25 pairs, Carrie.
Could have made more.
And
on
I could have put them
Shop
on eBay. I could put them on eBay
Mhm.
and probably sold them for $10 a pair for the next year, 2 years,
Mhm.
whatever. 200, $300 probably gotten out of them. I put them up there, sold them for $25. I'm super happy. I don't care. I'm already in
Like
the profit.
there's
on 'em.
just choices. It's a beautiful thing. If the viewers came to my house and we had dinner or something, and you had to use the restroom.
Is that an invite?
Everybody's welcome. 2-ply. Dave, you go to Dave's house, 1-ply. You
No.
go to Kevin's house.
Fake
You go.
news.
You see the joke I'm setting up here.
Mine's
you go
bidets.
to Kevin's house.
Bidets in
you
every
go to
room.
Kevin's house. You have your left hand,
Oh yeah, shells.
and you have a sink you can
From
use for 5
Demolition Man.
seconds.
I think
Is
there'll
that-
be less hate from. I'm trying to bring it back from toilet talk. I think there'll be less hate towards live selling because those who hate it realize the benefits for them, even if they don't live sell.
I'm telling you, like, okay, so here's the thing. I had this like breakup with Whatnot where they really bothered me. A lot of the stuff that goes on over there
I did
bothered
a video
me.
about that.
There's specific things that went down that kind of upset me about Whatnot. We're not going to get into it here, but I just was getting upset, and I said, eventually I'll just do Dibbed It where I just won't live sell. No, I mean, it wasn't. It's just like, it's the gambly stuff. It's every time. I used to like going on there and shopping, and I can't anymore because it's literally all just gamble stuff and, games
Duck
and
races
things like
and
games
razzes
of
and
chances.
stuff.
And I see people selling counterfeits and not getting in trouble all the time, and I'm trying not to do that. What, me? Why me?
The Gorin brother hats.
Well, yeah, but I'm telling you if it's counterfeit. What I'm saying is they're lying.
Yeah, okay.
They're
I got you.
lying and selling counterfeits and getting max
That
dollars.
makes it
If I
better.
say, hey, I got these Gorn Brothers hats. They look really cool. I spent a bunch of time researching them. Hey, they're fake, but if you like the design, I'm going to sell
Well,
them for
here's
$1.
the deal. If
That's
they
a little
did
different.
did they say Gorin brothers on the tag?
They did.
See, that's where I have a problem. And
Okay.
when you do you, whatever. I'm not whatever. I'm not banning you for Dibbed It, But
Yeah.
if it's a knockoff that just is made to look like something, but it isn't using the names and stuff, that's a different story than somebody
Yeah.
trying to pass it
I'm
as what
also-
it is. But
I'm
you
also
could
a
rip the tag off and
teetotaler,
do it, right?
toddler as well. I'm on Team Kevin here. I wouldn't have sold them either, to be honest.
Well, they could be real. I'm not a professional, but I do think they're fake, and I already
He
sold
did
them,
say
so
that,
whatever.
though.
He did.
I
No,
did.
he
I was
was
very
very
honest
clear on
about
that.
it.
Mhm. Yeah,
Well, it's
yeah.
either that or throw them out and waste them. They're nice hats. Like I didn't
No,
want to just. I don't wear
some
hats.
people
said
would
for
tell
a
you to
fact
burn
that
them.
When you bought those, you were like, I want to start wearing these. You had an opportunity to have a
It
full
would not work
wardrobe
on my
Dude,
head, bro.
those hats are
of
huge.
douchey hats that you could have wore around, but you didn't.
Ooh, I'm telling Froggy
Okay,
flips.
but so here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Oh.
I'll be honest about me. Like, if I have a good place to live sell, although it sometimes stresses me out. I had a minor panic attack today. Sometimes that
it
happens.
makes
Whatever.
your
That's a
static
live
selling
thing.
so much better.
I walk around my garage while BS was running. His name is BS, guys. I'm not calling him BS. Bill BS Retro. he's running his items, and he was taking a little longer than me, so I'd get antsy and I'd run around my garage like 80 times and do like the fake stair walk like Austin Powers and stuff in the foreground and the background.
Like
I was just playing, right?
Doing shadow puppets on the wall.
But I'm like looking at my inventory that's been listed. I'm like, I should sell that. I should delist that. I should delist that. Like I
See,
just
now there's
wanna
where
just
we're
sell it
different.
all.
If it's listed, I just don't.
I know, and I'm
No
tempted.
way.
I'm like, I've got a little of that Harry Tornado in me where I'm just like, I want to just sell it all and have an empty garage. That's exciting.
Yeah,
to
but
me.
that-
Just put it all into gumball machines.
and just
According to
buy
Paige, once
booths.
again, that if you do
Lots of
that,
land
you're
in
just a
Ireland.
live seller. You're gonna suffer the consequences.
What do you mean on content?
Yeah.
Yeah, but those guys that did that, like Josh and Paul, like this is what I always tell Carrie, like they are doing great,
Bearded
but
Thrift
they are
Julian's doing tons of
working
it now.
their butts off. They are
100%,
working
100%.
nonstop, and that's the thing that's not appealing to me. Like I
Here's
like
the
to be able
worst
to have
thing.
the stuff listed
Paul
and just
is.
sell.
I think Paige is wrong on that. He might be generally right on that, but overall, I think his
It's a
thesis
different
is wrong.
audience.
Really, right?
Because here's the thing: if you want to have good content, you got to make content that's authentic to yourself. You can't act like you're doing eBay if you're a hardcore whatnotter now. So you might be able to. You might want to work on how you package that, or how you show that, or how you
100%.
clickbait it, or whatever you do. But you can't if you're doing anything that's in. Because I struggled with that for a long time. Like I'd be like less interested in doing this and more interested in that, and I would just do what I felt like I needed to do for a video, and it doesn't work. At least
And
not
from
for
an
me.
eBay reseller point of view, I think he's 100% right. It's not, watching somebody
Yeah.
pick things up that you wouldn't buy becomes less appealing.
Yeah.
However,
But there was no eBay reseller what sold niche 7-8 years ago, and now there is.
Now
And there
now
isn't
there's
much of a
what.
what sold niche right now. So why it might be tough sledding right now, in 2 or 3 years there might be 30 vibrant channels, and if you start now, you might be the big one. It's theoretically possible. I could be totally wrong.
Here's what we could do. We could do our 3 predictions each, and then one of our
I
amazing audience
interrupted Kevin.
members.
We should let Kevin finish.
One of our amazing audience members could make a little chart for us that we could reference next year.
Oh,
So
this is
I'm sure someone
classic
would be willing to do
Dave.
that.
Yes,
Passed off the
They
word.
call it set from the king of passing off tasks.
Hey man, I love that you guys don't even say anything about me because you just don't assume.
Wait,
I'm giving-
what did you interrupt Kevin about? Because I wasn't listening to Kevin, then I didn't listen
Kevin was
to
starting
you.
to say something and I interrupted, but I just had a thought.
What was it, Kevin? Something going down at the nursing home?
I got no idea. No idea.
What are your 3 predictions, Kevin? Doesn't need to be reselling related.
Yeah,
It's
just
more
3
fun if
predictions.
it's whatever.
There will be less resellers at the end of the year than
How do
there
we
were.
quantify that? We have to be
eBay
able
puts
to
out the
prove it
numbers.
right or wrong.
eBay puts
Oh,
out
they
the
did?
numbers.
Less resellers on eBay or
Yes.
overall?
Yes.
Okay.
And it will
They
be
say-
because the 1099 continues to
But
drop.
how do they know they're resellers and not
Well,
just
listen.
one-time phone sellers?
But the number of resellers that remain will do better. There'll be less sellers because they've already got their tax stuff straightened out and whatever. There's a lot of, like, my boy won't sell on eBay anymore. He used to. It's like I'm gonna have to get the tax return thing, and I don't want to fill it out. I don't want
Dude,
to
you
keep
know
track
you
of
were
miles. I don't wanna do
1099 in
whatever.
him already, so he's already dealing with the tax crap.
No, he wasn't. Not my boy. Not Bubba.
Oh, I meant
My
Turner.
daughter,
You're
maybe.
1099 in Turner.
My younger ones, maybe. But not the
Heather,
older.
if Heather got pregnant, he'd 1099 the fetus.
Exactly. Exactly.
Jeez, she got pregnant. We'd have
Kevin
that'd be
just
a miracle.
sticks it up. Oh, never mind.
All right, so there's my prediction. Slightly less
Stop while you're
sellers,
ahead.
but the sellers who remain will do better. There's one. Is that
And we
two
can prove
predictions?
these. You're telling me we can prove these next year?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Just trust me on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
no, like next year when we do like check or X,
Yes,
we have to be able to look at something.
Yes, you can look at eBay's
Okay.
numbers, number of how many sellers they have. They give you the actual data.
All right, what's your third one?
Dibbed it will be I can't go 1 million. It'll be a minimum 500,000, but let me just put it this way. It would surprise me more if we didn't sell 500,000 than if we did sell 500,000 next year on Dibbed it.
All right. There's Kevin.
We're already on pace for 350,000. It's growing like crazy thanks to Dave. And I wish you would have sold out to me, but you guys didn't.
Well, it wouldn't have grown as much if I had. Okay, so here's the thing.
True.
Because you wouldn't
No, I
have
just
like
would have replaced
other
you.
than Carrie, you wouldn't have a real like quality,
The card
you know.
thing. We haven't even hit that yet.
Yeah, well, he hasn't even done
started
it.
that, really.
And would he
I
do
mean,
it if I
talking
hadn't
about it was-
grown it? Okay, okay, here's my predictions. I already told you number 1, Dave's Kitchen Market passes. Dibbed it. Okay, I do
That's
think it happens.
ridiculous.
I think it happens.
Listen,
Just
I
wait,
will
guys.
say this:
Just wait.
your cooking channel will be the largest channel that any
And
of us
if
have,
it is,
except
and
for
if I'm
Carrie's TikTok
doing lives
and my
on there,
Facebook.
Kevin, if it is, and I'm doing lives on there, selling on Dave's Kitchen Market, I
If you
think
do it right.
if I do it right, I think by the end of next year it can be ahead of Dipped It. That's all I'm saying. I think it's possible. I think
Possible.
it's a stretch.
Dave
It's
is a
goal. It's
believer.
personal goal. I'm a believer. I think it can work. Okay, and then number 2, I don't know. I haven't thought of these, so I'm just thinking of them on the fly. Let's see. TikTok doesn't get banned.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Maybe like temporarily, but by the end of the year, it's back.
I will bet. I'm
So
not a betting
these don't have
person,
to be
but TikTok
reselling
is not getting
I
predictions.
banned.
said it
guys.
didn't
Stop
have to be
worrying about it.
reselling related.
Well, then I got to rethink mine. I got to get some more creative ones.
Okay. All right, that's fine. Let's see. Okay,
Blue
so
Ridge
for my
Mama will
third
not
one-
have another child.
No, well, either will Blue Ridge Tina. Okay, number
Dawn
3.
as well.
Carrie and Dawn will still not be married by the end of the year.
We shall see. We shall see.
That's not a
see.
fair prediction. You get the check mark already. Jeez.
No, okay, fine. I won't do that one. Okay, let's see. What could my third
Dawn
one be?
will
My third
still
one
do
could be-
shipping next year.
That's very
My
true.
third one could be that.
Here's one. Will resellers leftovers have all of the same people and still be a podcast?
iPhone releases a flip phone or folding phone. That's my third one. iPhone will release, or Apple will release a folding or a flippable phone. That's my third one. All right, Carrie, your turn.
Okay,
Yeah.
first prediction: reseller locker room podcast will just be
Gone.
Ben just ranting to himself for 2 to 3 hours a week on a live.
Every now and then he just goes,
Prediction.
"Oh yeah."
Oh yeah!
I have a prediction. Shane will be an incredible seller on Dibbit. There you go.
There we go.
As well as vintage sport flips. He's going to sell with Carrie. He's going to sell some cards.
Do you want to
The
replace
number
your other
one-
predictions?
The
with
number
that?
one item sold on Dibbit this time next year will be sports cards. Without
Well,
a doubt.
the
The number one item. The number one item.
Oh,
the number
of
one
quantity.
category.
Quantity.
What other measure is there?
Technically, it's still we should be the diggest card platform now. We passed up the other ones.
Technically. So I think that's really where Dibbit needs to go. With
Hey.
with the help of Trash to Cash and future mysterious podcasts that are going to be starting next month.
eBay will start to remove negative feedback at will for
Kevin's
buyers.
at 50
Our
predictions
sellers.
and Carrie's at 1.
eBay
Gary,
will
finish your
start
3.
removing feedbacks
There you
without
go. Nice.
question.
Nice.
I have
That's
one.
what I believe deep down in my soul.
eBay.
Kevin,
did you
you
hear
can't
about
do
eBay
another one right
making
now.
you-
Let Carrie finish his 3.
Did you hear about eBay making you?
I think he's drunk.
You're gonna have to do your clothing listings over again, Dave. You have to put good. Did you not watch Tech?
No,
Yeah,
I
you got to
don't. I
redo
love
all
you,
those
Tech,
clothing.
but I'm not
listings.
watching clothing content at all.
Go ahead, Carrie.
Well, okay, wait. Go, Carrie.
I think Tech's going to be like our big time bro this time next year. Like I think Tech will be on here to actually give us a little bit of relevance every now and then
Instead
in the
of Kevin.
actual reselling.
I like
community.
that.
think,
Tech replaces Kevin.
Yeah,
by the
Tech
end
will
of the
be
year.
replacing
Why would
Kevin
he do that?
by the end of next year. Sold. No,
Dude,
we
Trash to
don't have to
Cash
wait.
is
We
gone.
don't have to wait.
Trash to Cash is
I want
gone
you-
by next year.
No, yeah,
She's gone.
yeah.
Instead, me and Carrie have had a falling out, and it's
No.
over.
No, we want
Cooking
Kevin here.
Daddy is made
We'll
Dave
add
famous,
Tech and Sport,
and it's over.
but Kevin
Cooking
can't
Daddy.
talk if we add Tech and Sport, though. That's the rule.
He can
Yeah,
talk,
Kevin
boy.
just
He
sits there in
knows
the
when to
corner.
interrupt.
No,
and-
you can't talk.
No, you can't talk.
You just have to
why would
watch
I
us
be
and
here?
kind of,
Just
I
for
don't know,
looks.
just to look at us and be like, wow, they're so great.
And like every time we just look at you and you seem sad.
I
'cause you
just want to say,
talk.
Dave, I thought this holiday season, both of you guys kind of blow up, get out there with and you guys both look like you haven't gained any
Dude,
weight
no,
this
we've been
holiday
blowing up.
season.
We've been eating so much
Okay,
garbage, bro.
okay.
Yeah, it's
Well,
all
you
in my,
look good.
It's all in my butt.
Good gracious,
all of the
no.
weight went to my butt. That's the 40s for you, man.
Me and Carrie, we're going back on our diet. Carrie tried to go back on his diet early, and I kind of ruined it for him. I said, bro, the week between Christmas and New Year's is to do whatever you want week. I ain't starting my diet that week. Like,
I
New
walked
Year's
out of
Eve, I
the
wanna
room like
eat.
a couple hours ago, and Dawn's like, "So I was checking out gyms in Palm Coast." I'm like, "Yeah, I guess we're at that. It's January is upon us."
Yes, we're gonna
gonna
definitely
look at
be doing
gyms.
that trope on the Trash to Cash, the
Yeah,
diet.
so it's
the
going to
1
be a
month
really
diet.
fun 2 to 3
Just
weeks
watch
tops.
Shad Juice Instagrams. They inspire you every day.
Yeah,
That's
but
what I do.
then Twizzlers
Or
inspire me in a
Jigglypuff.
different direction.
Jiggly
know?
Jiggly Mike.
Jiggly
he
Thrift.
inspires me every day.
Does he though, or are you
Yeah.
pandering?
Well, I
He's
don't
not
I don't really
watching.
follow anything on TikTok, so I don't get a feed full of stuff, but I used to watch
Except for
him when I was
ladies.
more into TikTok, and so he still comes up in my feed. I like it. Back when he's a thrifter.
Yeah, Jiggly, I miss him. I miss him.
Rest in pepperoni. I don't remember what we're talking about now. Kevin threw
He's
us
still
off.
alive.
Okay, so Dodgy Trousers
Dave, you got to
said
stay focused. We're off the rail if you are not.
It's my
feeding
fault
us
because I
stuff.
was. I'll just
Dodgy
sit back.
Trousers said, "What are your okay?" This ties in perfectly. New Year's reseller New Year's resolutions in 2025.
Wait
So
a
slightly
minute.
different. It's our New Year's resolutions as resellers. So Carrie, do you have one of those like list every day or not
I
put
mean,
things in your butt
yes.
before you list them? What are you gonna do?
No, I'm not going to stop doing that.
Okay.
So that's ixnay on that. Say, I'm going to continue. I might double down on that. But no, my New Year's resolutions are as followed. I want to do more auctions. I'd like to do more auctions because I one nice thing about Florida that I'm realizing super quickly is I can at least maybe it's the time of year, but I can get more inventory, and a lot of it's at a store like at the card shop, so that's year round. I can get more inventory than I can handle, so I need to like do probably
And your card
3
shows.
auctions a week, and maybe 2 of them on Dibdit, but I need to be doing like 3 auctions a week. I could do them every day with the amount of stuff I can get with cards and do hundreds of cards at this point.
I mean, I
It's
think
like-
that's what Paul finally. I mean, when Paul went down there, he's like, I can change my model. I could be wrong. I don't want to speak for Paul, but I could change. He
he
could
found that
change
auction
his
house.
model to do what he's doing
Yeah.
because of how much he can find. It's like, so you take a smaller amount and you just turn it and burn it, get it in and get it out. I think it's legit. I could not do that here. I could not do it. But
No,
Yeah.
I could do it.
yeah,
I
you
could
no
do
doubt
it. That's
could
I
do it.
think about that. I literally think that's why.
Oh, that
that's
was
why I
the
walk
other
around my
thing
garage and I
James
think
ripped
about
on
it.
you for. That's right.
Okay.
When you
What
said
you
in
rip
your
on?
video, he
I don't have to
said,
watch it now. I'm getting the cliff notes.
yeah, you get it. He said you were somewhere and he had some guy had more of this stuff. It was the diecast, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you got his card. He's like, oh, maybe I'll call him, maybe I won't. That's what
I'm
you
bad
said.
at
And he's
that.
like, that's. He called you lazy. He said that's just lazy. He's like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't you go back? Why wouldn't you? So it's 2 hours. So it's 3 hours. Why wouldn't you go back? It's because he lives in a different place than you. I think there's the answer. It's like
because I can
if
get a better deal down the road if I
Yeah.
just stay here. Like what?
I
if I'm
gotta
gonna go
tell you, I've
sourcing-
had like 2 killer deals within 5 minutes of my house, and I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
both times they were unexpected, didn't even know they were going to happen on a day I wasn't even picking.
that
So,
happens
like,
to
that's
me
how
out here.
Florida's
Actually.
been for us.
Yeah.
But it's not that there's a lot. It's that there might be 10 in this city over here, but there's 2 out here in the middle of nowhere, and I'll just go to those 2 and I'll do just fine because they're out because nobody's there.
Yeah.
Kevin, if you
Those are good
missed getting content from us this week that was telling you to do certain things, it's because we didn't go sourcing. We didn't go sourcing at all.
I know it was a
All right, we just
glorious
chose
weekend.
Not to, yeah.
Hey,
We
I've got
could've.
one. I've never sold $250,000 in gross reselling yet.
Yeah,
And I
why
think
not?
this year I can do it.
do that all
oh
the time.
shit! No, you don't.
Bro,
You got, like,
why are you so bad
2
at
days
reselling?
left. What are you gonna
You've
do?
sold $250,000 this year.
Oh, I thought you said pennies. Sorry, my bad.
Oh, we're talking about money.
We're talking about dollars. Oh,
You want to hear
Oh,
one of my
whoa.
strategies?
Thought you meant
You said
pesos.
250 items.
I've got a strategy because I go to these highway sales and I always shut my store down. And I talk to my wife. I'm like, because I have these, blips in the screen where I'm not selling as much because the store is on vacation mode. I'm thinking I will
20 days a month.
limit. No, but I
30.
think if my wife's home and if I'm at a highway sale, I think I'm going to change the reason I do that is because of my Flipper channel. I want to go through every item that sells and put them on video. But I think when I'm gone this year, I'll keep it open. I'll have my wife ship them, and then I'll just do wherever I'm at. I'll do the video. And
I
just
don't think
put the
anybody
picture
cares
up here.
if you don't do a Flipper video every now and then. I don't think anybody's going to miss it.
I missed one. I missed Christmas.
I
Day. Didn't put one out on Christmas.
Yeah, I didn't
I
either.
didn't put one out.
I didn't. See
Nobody
the point.
watches it anyway.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Well, I don't think. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I've ever hit 250. I mean, there was months when I was really all in on Whatnot and live auctions where I was bringing in 23K in a month, in a single month. Like literally, that happened last year or this year actually. Earlier this year when I was going heavy and Whatnot, it was like 20 to 25 a month. $1,000.
Well, you're about
obviously
10 this month on Dibdit.
obviously wasn't all profit. Okay, it was
Yeah.
way lower profit margins than I'm used to enjoying on eBay. Right, way lower. But still, it's like Paul's doing that too. He puts up his numbers like $26,000, lower profit margins, but you
Right.
can move a lot of quantity.
Yeah, can you imagine 26,000 on eBay? What that margin would be?
That'd be a
Oof.
different world, right? So is your goal? Well, that's what I was getting to. Is your goal of $250,000 eBay only or eBay and live
No,
auction?
eBay and live auction, and I think I can do 125 to 150 on eBay, and I think I can do 100K on Dibdit, Shop
Nowhere near
Commons,
that on eBay.
Bonanza. I don't think I'm going to do Mercari. I think I'm done with Mercari
Do you think that even with the new fees, you don't
For
think
now.
you'll go back?
for now. I think for now I'm done. I don't see the advantage of it for me
Carrie's been selling a
because
lot.
I've been doing okay on Mercari.
I'm not. Look, it's
No,
not
so?
to trash Mercari.
I don't love Mercari, but I've been doing a little bit.
I just my sell through rate's been pretty good because of the live selling and because of Shop Commons. My sell through rate has gone way up on eBay, and so if I think it's better to do it this way. So.
This is a fun idea, though. We're like right at the
Plus
end of
I-
the year, guys. It's 2 days from New Year's. Kevin, how much have you sold on eBay? Total sales gross. You're saying gross. when you
Last
say
time I looked,
250, right?
it was like 126, 120 something.
1.6. Carrie,
Is that
do you know
right?
how many?
I don't.
How much you
hold
sold?
on. Let me
I don't
look.
know.
Let me
I'd
look.
have to look.
If you just go to your eBay like sales performance or whatever,
Oh, it's not
See, what would
anywhere
that
near
be?
that.
30.
that doesn't need. It's not a competition. We're not competing.
I
was
wanna
just
compete
curious.
with
I
that.
think
You
people
guys,
would be
you guys
interested.
share it. We're a lot less.
That's
Fourth
okay.
quarter's
You're 50.
36,000, so that makes sense, right?
We're
36.
I don't
Or
even
fourth,
know what we're
yeah,
at.
that's right.
Probably, I
36,
would
yeah,
guess
something like that.
eBay's probably 25, 30, probably on eBay. I probably do more on Whatnot.
The thing is, the
bet.
total
You're
sales
more than
number,
that. Oh, maybe not with
Kevin,
your moving
the
and
total
stuff.
sales number, that's the same number as like your 90-day total, right? Which is super inflated.
Yes.
When you
yes,
say
there's no doubt.
250K, are you talking about
Okay,
that number?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So that's
Total-
an inflated
total
number. So
number.
even if you had
Well,
250K,
yeah. Okay, but what's
So-
your typical profit margin, Dave?
well,
I know
like,
it's cheaper on Dibdit, but for me on eBay,
generally
it's
3 to 5x
well over.
at least. Yeah.
Well, okay, but it's well over. Let's put it this way: if $10,000 came in a month,
hmm
I'm making over $5,000 net.
But I want to give context because not everyone
Yes,
sells on
yeah,
eBay,
yeah.
okay?
Totally.
I'm looking at my report. They're
everybody's
not
is
looking at
different.
theirs. They're not
I
looking
also
at
don't
theirs.
do promoted.
You don't?
I don't do promoted listings.
I don't do- yeah, I
so
don't
I
do
have very
promoted
low
either.
We do
comparatively.
lightly promoted.
Very
Yeah,
low.
Carrie and Don do promote a little bit.
Like
but
5
yeah, I
or
don't.
less though.
Are you
But
doing
I
it
did
less
a-
now?
I did a whole video about profit margin
Like
the other day
2% usually is what I say.
Okay.
But Dawn
that I
does more
completely
usually.
lost. I lost it. Did I tell you I lost footage? It was all about
No.
profit margin, and I lost the footage. I think it was that video. Anyway,
I'm sure
But
it wasn't good.
look, some people's profit margins, if you're selling 100,000, you're making 35. Some people, if you're selling 100,000, you're making 60.
Well,
Just totally
okay, but
depends.
no. My point is that if you're selling 100,000 on eBay, you are making 60 net because that number is that inflated. That's what
Yes.
I was trying to say. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. I'll show you what it looks like. Let me change my camera here.
I think we get it. I get it. Yeah, because it includes the shipping and all the
Yeah.
stuff like that.
There's-
Depends on where
there's
you're
the
looking,
number.
by the way.
106,000 is
Mhm.
my, gross,
Mm-hmm.
as it were. It's very gross of me. Why doesn't it do this cool thing? There you go. 106,000 total sales, but the net after all the other crap, 68,000. That includes taking out shipping, tax, all that fun stuff. But it's so when Kevin says 250, my
But that
point
doesn't
was
that
it's
takes
more
out
like
cost
one-
of goods as well.
No. That's another.
Well, then
thing
that's
that
not
takes
your
out.
net profit.
No,
I see
no.
what you're saying. You're saying
I'm just saying when Kevin says 250K,
Mhm.
he's actually talking about like hitting
That
the
is
count,
correct.
40%
Yes.
more like
30-ish.
150K.
Yeah.
Yeah, 140K, something like that.
Well, then
So
I got to
just-
look at my report. I bet mine's higher than that because I might be looking at the other number.
I'm sure
be
you have more
honest with
sales
you.
than me. You sell way more.
Yeah,
than me.
I
You
I
should be like
probably am
you're probably
higher
like
than I'm saying.
160, 170 would be my guess.
Well, then maybe I'm talking about the lower number. To be honest with you,
Okay, well that could be. That would be very impressive if your net.
But I don't know
was
how to find it.
250. You
But
just go
whatever.
To are you on eBay?
yeah, no, I'm not
just
on
go to
eBay, but I can get on
performance.
eBay.
Oh, well, what were you looking on? Were you on like your Gmail or something?
No, I just look at the typical thing that they send you and whatever. I'm not gonna be able to find it. Whatever.
Well, I've got your
Traffic
login. I can
sales.
tell you what it is.
Oh, that's all.
Has he been in the top right corner this whole time, Carrie?
Yeah.
Oh dang, he didn't even
People are
complain.
not going to
That was
like
weird.
this.
Oh my
Anyways,
goodness.
so that's a fun one. That's a fun one, guys. Let us know if you think Kevin can hit 250. That's what we're doing. We were doing goals. We were doing Kevin freaking sidelined us on that one. Carrie's goal was what was your goal? I forgot it already.
I want to do more lives.
More lives. Kevin's goal was 250K.
Work on
Gross or
Dib
net?
Did a lot. I honestly do want to work on Dib Did a lot. That's my goal too.
Was
Well,
it
this
gross or
is,
net?
I'm not in the right place, but it says 130 here.
Total sales.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's a
I
little
don't know.
higher. I mean,
Still
he's got
don't
like,
know where.
let's take a moment to appreciate Dave in the comments, the terrible reseller. It's not a competition,
listen-
but now it is because I'm close to him, Carrie.
I
And
sold
he has 15 employees, and I do it alone.
true.
So.
Oh, hey, there's the other thing. Is Jess, I haven't seen her in 2 weeks, but I can call her in when I'm gone on vacation or when I'm gone at a highway sale. If my wife is with me on a vacation, she could ship it, and I could just keep the store open and do those flipper videos from there. Maybe 6 or 8 a year. Might help me because I shut my store down 8 times a year.
I think that makes me think of what my goal could be. I think in every business, the biggest thing that hinders you is like 1 or 2 choke points where you just can't produce more of that 1 or 2 thing. Anytime you
There's
own a
only
business,
so
right?
much
There's
time in the day.
Okay, and so Kevin's very good at like delegating choke points to the point where he can produce more. I'm not saying choking out like a swinging thing.
why I
Kevin.
hired Eli.
Don't get all stressed.
If I could spend more
Okay.
time reselling and not
Yeah,
making
no,
stupid
I'm
shorts.
just saying like I need to do a better job of delegating something this year so
But
that I
you
can
won't,
grow
Dave,
other things.
because you won't pay somebody 2 hours for what you could do in 20 minutes. You won't
That's
do
always
it.
the biggest problem. That's always because I
Because
know I can do it faster.
Your productivity is superhuman. It's superhuman. I'm
right.
telling you, it's insane. Y'all, he runs
There has
3
to be
stinking
something.
channels.
There has
It's
to
not
be something
easy.
that I can delegate. I don't know.
Oh, dude, I don't know how you do 3. I'm having trouble with 2, to be honest. Like I can only focus really well on 1.
Hey, that could have been my prediction. That Cooking Daddy will get a plaque, 100K plaque.
Well, listen,
Oh, well,
I got
that's gonna
really
happen.
close this year. I did because I sold. I haven't looked at my whatnot numbers because I stopped selling 6 months ago and I haven't sold over there at all. But
Yeah.
between this 130, I'm at 108. I bet I'm at 215 this year. There's no way. I should be able to just keep my store open. I ought to get it to 230, and my systems are so much better. And I'm going to
Yeah.
start doing storage units. I mean, there's no way. I should be able to do
That could
more
be our
live
goal,
shows
Carrie,
than I've ever
to do
done.
storage units.
No.
Dude,
Me and
Dude.
Carrie's goal should be to do
I would
one
do it if we
storage
did a
unit.
channel, but that's the
One.
only interesting
Did you
part
see
to
One
me.
storage
Julian bought a trailer now because he's ramping up his storage unit content? He puts out 3 picker videos a week though, so you got to do something.
I did
Dude,
one
I
this week,
want to
think,
get.
maybe 2.
I mean, I delve a little bit into the. I love cards because they're so easy, like to ship, so easy to store, so easy to source. I don't know if I want storage units where you're dealing with humidifiers and
That's why you have
portable
Dave.
toilets.
That's the combination.
Picking
I
and
get-
Punching asked this question over on Patreon. He said,
Dave's getting old though. It's going to be tough to rely on him.
"Wait, what? I am?
You're back.
I know, dude. I'm going back to the Rolfing thing tomorrow, so hopefully that makes it even better. We'll see. It is a little
You think
concerning,
Kevin's?
though.
You
I am
think
becoming an
Kevin's
old
just
man.
yelling his heart out right
I was
there?
yelling. I heard Reagan up there throwing.
So Rod has a question, but
around
first I
little
want to
kids.
thank I Love Vintage NYC, Gem Flippers, Who Ate My Chips,
Lori.
Buffing the Stuff, Alexandria
Yes.
Pickers, Jake Ryder, CJ Benz Finds, The Flipper Skipper, Lady Arbitrage, No Nose Pickers, Brian Sempor Beal, Superhero Headquarters, Mike Camparelli, Vintage Sports Flips, PaulsMerch.com, Raise Hack Resell, and Logan Murky for their support over on
Yes, rest
Patreon
in
at
peace,
that top
Logan.
tier
We miss
level.
you.
But Picking and Punching said, what was your first thoughts of each other's YouTube channels when you saw them for the first time?
Ooh.
Well, that's an easy one. So for me with Kevin's, I was like, oh, I enjoy this. I could do this. I could probably do it better, but I'm going to watch it because there's very little content. With Carrie's, I was like, oh, he doesn't care about YouTube. That was my, because he didn't.
probably
He was
fair,
a
'cause I
TikTok
didn't.
guy. So that was my
Yeah.
Carrie
It was a TikTok.
reaction.
That's pretty fair.
Yeah.
With Kevin, with me, I was a fan of Kevin. I remember the first
Yeah,
time
like,
Kevin
for a
called
month,
me
and
and
then
I
it
was
gets
freaking
stale.
out that I was going to talk to Kevin. I'm not joking. It's true. So when I think of Kevin, I think of the intro. You know, when you're in the Commonwealth, it's about family
and
picking
family
and
is
love. I don't know what it
everything.
was, but it was honestly.
Remember
it
Star
did-
Wars?
It does its job. It's very focused.
Things may
whimsical
change, but
in
you
a nice
start
way.
and end with family.
It was really well done, and it
I should
obviously
bring
worked.
that intro back. I'm going to do it just
should,
to honor
dude.
you, Carrie.
No,
Just for
seriously,
you.
I remember that really well, and I enjoyed your show a lot. Dave, I really didn't care about his stuff at all, because like I didn't watch Dave before I talked to Dave, so I was like his friend, like pretty much instantly, and then I was just like, I don't, his stuff.
Then you were his wife. Listen, the first time I saw Dave's channel,
I'm the husband.
I immediately thought to myself, where did this guy come from? He's got all these subs already. What is this charade
Life
going
hacks.
Yeah, jealousy.
on?
Jealousy.
Listen, I had been
He's this
trying to make it in
imposter.
YouTube for many years before I went to the reselling niche. I had many niches. I did the Minecraft niche, and then I did the builder niche, and I did pretty good there. I made some money in the
But you
builder
were
niche.
reselling while you were
Well,
doing
it's-
those.
Yeah,
People
can we-
don't
Can
think
we
that.
give
And
away
then I
yours in
finally-
Barrett's podcast Minecraft channel thing?
Oh yeah, no, it's on this. It's on NC Picker or ADHD.
Oh yeah, what is it
Picks. It's
called?
all
Bread Boo
private.
and what?
Tea and Bread Boo or something. Yeah, they
Tea
could
and
go
Bread
find
Boo.
those probably on his channel.
See,
Yeah.
that was a criticism a lot, and I read, on Reddit told me that all of these YouTubers, they weren't resellers. They only started YouTube. They only started reselling because the YouTube niche for resellers was so good. I don't know anybody on YouTube that's been successful in the reselling niche who wasn't a
That's a
reseller.
good point.
I don't know
There's
anybody.
not a lot of
was-
people who had success that are starting right when they start a channel.
Yeah.
That's a good
I can
point.
remember. You know how you like have just
I did like
random-
9
Harry
years,
Tornado,
so-
kind of.
You know,
He
you have
never
like
really
random...
learned either, but he's just so effervescent and lovely
Yeah,
as a human.
You ever have those like random days in your life that just are there and you always remember them very clearly. Like a lot of days you just forget. They're just gone from your memory banks. But there's these
Yeah.
like core memory days. And I remember this one day where I was recording a Minecraft video and trying to make it in the Minecraft. I was in this server and I was doing this video and I was like, man, I need some money. I'm gonna go walk to the Goodwill. Because I couldn't afford gas even for my car. So I walked, it's like, half a mile down the road to the Goodwill, and I found an R2D2 that, like, one of the good ones. Back then it was selling for like 125. I got it for like $4, and I got a set of skis. Literally, I was reselling skis. There was like a $4 pair of skis that I sold on Facebook for 60. I went back home and recorded more Minecraft content. This was 2012. So I've been reselling the whole time, but like I never thought you could content reselling. That was the part that I never clicked for me. So, and I will say, when I was in sales, I did not do as much reselling. I was so stressed about just hitting my numbers every month that I couldn't think about anything else. So,
Yeah.
When I
Sales side.
was stressed out as like a level 2 worker at In-N-Out because they wouldn't let me manage, even though I was the oldest person there. And I was scrubbing
Imagine Carrie
toilets.
managing anything.
Dude, I was assistant manager at Domino's.
Okay, I could see you
we
in
got
a
a Domino's
Domino's
gift card for
outfit.
Yeah.
Christmas, Carrie.
Yeah,
My
like
daughter
I mean,
got one.
was I good at it? No. Did I last more than 3 months? No. But I was there, and that's what counts.
I've been trying to say this for a while. My wife put in here on my little list. She snuck in a note. She said, "Coming to you straight from the Swinger House." That's in her handwriting right there. In case you
Okay, I have a
care.
question from Phil that I'm confused about. Phil said, "What do you think of Rally Roots Whatnot eBay Bake Off?" Does anyone know what
face!
that is?
I watched that whole video.
Bake Off?
I don't.
What can you
No,
explain
it was
to
a
us?
face-off. It was a face-off. He did.
Okay.
He got 70 shirts. He divided them in half, 35, 35. Tried to do it as equally as possible, similar brands and stuff.
Sold them all to Dave. Dave sold them
No,
for
no.
half
Let me
as
hear
much.
this. This
No,
sounds
he
like a
did 'em
dumb,
both.
useless experiment.
No, it's content, dude.
Yeah, but because
This
it's
is-
him, he has such a freaking T-shirt following. It's not
Yeah, it was
realistic.
interesting though. Like honestly, he did a lot worse than I thought he would do. To be honest, on both of them. Well, actually, he did better on eBay than he did on Whatnot, starting them at $1 each, which is insane, right? But I mean,
No.
I thought it was a really well done. I was gonna mess. I think I even commented on it. It was a really well done little episode, and I enjoyed it.
I
If
just
you
meant
sold
it's
something
not
of
realistic
value-
for most
not
people who
realistic
don't have
to
a
a-
Whatnot
a-
following.
But
Oh, I
but
understand,
Here's the thing
Even-
about a Whatnot following. You can get it too. Why can't anybody get one? Like it's not impossible. If
I were to
Kevin can
start-
get one.
I don't think anybody can get Rally Roots Whatnot following.
No,
There
but people can
requires
get a
his
following.
skill, his.
There's people with
You can
more.
get that skill.
No, I 100% people can. Carrie said anybody.
Dude, flip the
can.
world.
I don't
Texas,
think.
maybe not
I mean,
anybody.
come
I
on.
don't think
that's fair.
anybody.
He couldn't hold down a job, and look
I
at
don't
him.
think
He's making...
every single person in the universe could get Rally Roots' following and Whatnot. That's what
Shots
I'm saying.
fired.
I bought stuff
That's
from
awesome.
him. I haven't opened the package yet, though. Anyway, we love you. I think, Carrie, if you took a valuable item and you put it on eBay versus running it on Whatnot, you're going to get more on eBay almost every time.
True.
Yeah, there's
Well,
more
it
time for
depends on
people,
your
more
following,
time and
yeah.
more time, more eyes.
Yeah.
You have
For
50
sure.
people versus thousands.
Mm-hmm.
It makes
But
sense.
you got to wait, and it takes longer to. Like Dave doesn't even list his stuff. He's like, oh,
And he
this
talked about
random
that,
crap
how
out
much
there,
longer it
sell
is to prep it, take pictures.
yeah.
He did take
Yeah.
pictures of every item on Whatnot to make it a little more fair, but it's a fun
Listen.
video to watch. Maybe
Yeah.
not 100% relatable, but it's an interesting experiment.
Well, if you want something interesting, if you just follow Dibdit if you haven't already, even if you
Now,
don't ever want to buy
here's-
there, watch some of these auctions. Some of these people that are going on there are brand new auctioners, and they're running
Yeah.
a bad auction. Like, I love you guys, but every now and then there's a bad auction.
Beanie Babies.
And
Beanie
a
Babies,
bad
in all
auction,
fairness.
I was watching one, they were selling stuff. And if you did that on Whatnot, you would not sell a single freaking thing.
Nothing. You
This
wouldn't have
same
an
exact
audience.
show.
First
had
time
20
sellers
no
are
one.
getting
20-some
20-some
people in
people.
there.
I'm like,
Yeah.
we're doing something
So
right.
that is the
over
exciting
there.
thing about Dibdit, is it could make everyone a
That's
real
why
audience.
we did it. Let's face it. I did it. Well, for multiple reasons.
I did it for the
got
money.
sick of doing ads for
Yeah,
Whatnot.
I
to be
also
honest with
did it
you.
for the money. Kevin is
No,
more
look.
ultra,
Oh, come on,
more
Dave.
altruistic. than
Dave,
us.
you could have made more
Altruistic?
money
Yeah.
doing stuff for Whatnot and
Yeah,
getting
yeah, yeah.
paid to ad, do whatever. You could have made more money doing that, and so
No,
could
I
I. But it's for you. It's
But I
for
had an
you
icky taste
only,
in my mouth
right?
with Whatnot,
So
yeah.
I mean, it's just better. I don't know. I like it. I don't care. I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't care about the money, but
I want to finish his question because I didn't
do
finish
care
it.
about
And
the
some
money,
of it I'm
but-
struggling with understanding, but you guys were able to translate the first sentence, so maybe you can translate this one. Are your numbers similar with you vast Dibdit shop commons cooking with Dave Empires? I guess
like
he's
shop
saying
commons versus
would our, I don't know what that means. And second question, does Carrie realize anytime an article is written about
Wait a
him
minute,
now,
you're just
it
going to
will
skip
start
it
off with
because you
Florida
don't
Man?
understand it? You can't
Yes.
let Carrie decipher
All right,
it?
fine, Carrie, decipher it.
I think, are they comparing my numbers to your numbers in general, how much money we make, your empire versus my empire?
No, I think he's talking about Rally Roots still. It's part of that question.
I was totally...
Can you
well, what's-
compare that to what he did to like selling on those sites?
Maybe he
I don't
wants
know.
us to make a similar video with Dibdit versus
Look,
eBay.
here's the way you
That'd
do
be
it.
fun.
You'd give something to some anonymous person. You give the same items to an anonymous person and have them run the experiment on eBay and whatnot. It would even be a higher... you'd make way more on eBay
Yeah.
than on whatnot. Way more. Like, it wouldn't even be close. I mean,
true,
if
yeah.
somebody went on and ran a show with a
Well, the
$100
thing is, you would make
T-shirt on
you would
whatnot
make roughly
for
as
the
long
first
as
time.
as long as the listings were similar in quality, you'd make the same on eBay for both people, wouldn't you think? But then the Whatnot would be vastly
Yes.
different because of the following.
Yes, that's what I would think. Yes,
Yeah.
although you do have followings on. I mean, I have thousands. I mean, I don't know how many followers I have on eBay now. I have a ton of followers on eBay. That's why if I put out a good item at a good price and a viewer buys it, I mean, it's because they're all looking at the store all the time. So he's got that advantage too with his eBay store over a typical eBay store, but not nearly as big as on Whatnot though. I mean, that advantage is just massive. Not that it was, he built it, so I'm not saying it's like not fair. It's just, let's face it. If Tina started a Whatnot, well, Tina might have a huge audience too. I don't know. Probably better than Dave. If my son started a Whatnot and started a eBay, whatever. Dave's bored. I'm ready to go.
So bored.
I hate you.
Fishboxer said, "What is the worst sneaky thing you've ever done at a yard sale to win a buy? I once handed the owner cash and started loading up an item while the family was calling someone to see if they wanted it on a yard sale fountain." So what is the worst thing that you or Thrift Mine have done, Kevin?
Thrift
You
Mine?
can, if you want to say something
You could
not about
choose
yourself.
something he's done or something you've done.
Yeah, we'll let you do either. Or
Well, I can think. The worst thing I've done.
I've
at
got
a
one from
sale-
Thrift Mine.
You got one for Thrift Mine.
I took something out of a lot that said that they said they were, only selling it together as a lot.
Oh, we call that the Aussie Flipper.
I took it out of a lot
Aussie Picker?
and I asked the lady, it was men's type stuff. And I asked the lady, I said, "Hey, this was in that box over there. How much would this be?" That's probably the worst thing I can think of, other than trying to get a $10 discount on 2 leather jackets.
What about when you record people without their knowledge?
I do that every episode. I mean, without their knowledge, I got a camera that's blinking red. It can't. I mean,
Yeah, true.
I mean,
I do.
So
I
my
don't-
Thrift
I
Mine
turn it
thing
off.
was when they
Seriously.
Oh,
Jeez.
Are they even doing content anymore? They don't care.
I think they do storage units now.
Yeah.
Carrie, do you have
do it?
something?
Are you
Something
gonna
awful
do
you've
it?
done?
Left
Look, I mean,
behind good
I've done the
merchandise.
thing that I'm sure Kevin's done many times.
I don't do
Like,
it.
have you ever been at a yard sale or like a place and they have the video game case and there's like an extra game in there? Like, but it's for sale for that price?
An
You ever done
extra
that? You
game
open
in
up
there.
like an Xbox 360
Oh,
case,
yeah.
and there's
Oh.
like 2 games in there, but it's got a price tag on it, right?
I had one that had 2
They know
cameras
it's
in
got
it.
2 games, probably.
I
They
had-
probably looked to
maybe-
make sure the
maybe
game was
not.
in there.
I had one that had 2 cameras in a camera bag, and I bought it. I said, "How much for this?" For the
Yeah.
bag, right? And I got shredded in there. So
Yeah, but
I
if you
didn't
don't
say,
say-
"Hey, there's this camera,
you
there's
said-
this camera in
if
there. Let
you
me see if
said-
there's change in there."
That's literally the thrift mind
Oh.
thing I thought of. But if you said to them how much for this empty bag, it's a little different than
Yeah.
how much for this bag.
Here, I'll do the one that I don't really do at all. I don't do this particular one anymore. I'm sure I've done variations though, where like, have you ever, like, especially with me and Dawn, we're buying toys because we love plushes and toys, and they're like, oh, is that for the kids? We've definitely made up fake children that we
Yeah.
had that we were buying. That we were buying the plushes.
See, that's
and
why it's nice
toys
to have
for.
real children. And it's not,
we
you know,
don't-
and
I
also
mean,
like, you know, the
Stepchildren,
kids.
they're too old for it though.
Yeah,
They
you
might
can say
like
like, I think
Maybe.
my daughter will like it because she might.
Mm-hmm.
She's not getting
mean,
it, but
we may or
I
may
think she
not have
might
made
like
up
it.
names and like what schools they go to.
Little
and-
Wilmer,
No, I'm just kidding.
I bought
Eustace.
a vintage
Eustace.
Notre Dame banner the other day, and she's like, "There's a Notre Dame thing down there." I'm like, "Oh, I got a buddy who loves Notre Dame," and I bought it. And boy, I'm like, I didn't say I was buying it for him. I just said I got a buddy, Tim, over there. He loves Notre Dame.
It's not a there you
I
go.
Love Vintage New York City said, any New Year's traditions? Yes, my New Year's tradition is to watch Twilight Zone from the 50s and 60s
that, yeah.
all night long and eat a bunch of appetizers and snacks. But this year we're changing it up. Carrie and Dawn are coming over, and I'm gonna
Sing carols.
force Carrie,
New Year's
force Carrie to watch season 1 of Stranger Things to get him addicted. That's my
Yeah.
goal.
Dave really wants
whole
to talk
season.
about
We're watching the
Stranger
whole
Things
season.
with me.
Yeah, dude, season 5's coming this year. You need to be caught up. All right,
I
it's the
still need to
final
watch
season.
Squid Game season 2.
Me and the
Squids,
wife
more
are
games.
rewatching Squid Game season 1 right now, as I just said, as I previously stated.
Dude, it's such a heartwarming. Is
Worming,
can people
yeah.
get
Like
heartworm,
a
or is that just
wormer.
animals?
Kevin, what's your tradition?
Yeah, what's your
I really don't have one. We stay up and
Well,
watch.
you dye your
Reagan
hair.
likes to watch the ball dry. I don't dye my hair. Well, that's true. I used to
This
do
is
the
something
lemon
we talk
juice
about
back in the day.
way more than you think, Kevin. Like it is
Yeah,
almost
It's-
daily
but see-
conversation from Dawn about how you definitely
Yeah,
do dye
Dawn
your hair.
is-
No
I
matter what you
don't
say.
dye my hair.
1,000% sure.
She is so convinced that you
That
used to be a
the,
redhead,
carpet does
and
not
now
match
all of a
the
sudden you have
drapes.
brown hair. She's so
Strawberry
confused
blonde.
by this.
I did. I had blonde hair, a towhead. I was a towhead, and then after that, it kind of turned strawberry blonde, and then it turned brown.
That's not how hair works.
It is how hair works.
It only works like that if you put dye in it, Kevin.
I don't.
Oh
dye
no,
my
it's
hair.
strawberry blonde now. Okay, fine. Kevin has no New Year's traditions, he said. He might have answered the
Kevin-
question, but I didn't hear him.
Kevin, yeah,
Kevin's
he
trying to
doesn't.
say
We
goodbye.
can go
Let's
live
keep him on
at
here.
New Year's. I gotta go. We can
No,
go
one more
live on
question.
New
One more
Year's Eve.
question.
Yeah, let's
This
go.
one's
I'll
really
go live on New
important.
Year's if Dave wants to.
Yeah. If
Really important from Cowtown Picker.
Wolfman Goodies
okay?
promises a $49.95 super
Wow,
chat.
we would never use you, Wolfman Goodies. How dare he? How
Yeah,
He
'cause,
gave
I
us
think
a-
it would only
a
be
chat
fair
one
if you
time.
topped your previous record.
He's got a channel, by the way. Talk about a machine. He
Great
puts
channel.
out stuff
Daily
over
videos,
there.
mostly nude. Cowtown Picker said, we know the
Not
early
always,
bird gets the worm, but the second mouse gets the cheese. What is the item you missed out on because you went straight for something you saw from a curb and the person behind you went and got the other thing because you were going for the first
I
thing
know.
you saw?
I know.
Now that I go with Dawn and Carrie,
was
just
with-
every week,
I know
Dawn's taking
Dave's.
something.
It's Dave's. We were down in somewhere going to a sale, and Dave saw
remember
some
that.
mushroom thing, and I got all the Dungeons and Dragons.
I sold that mushroom thing. I made like $40, but
Yeah.
you made like a couple hundred, I think.
More than that, like 6.
That is something that happens a lot when you go with fellow pickers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably would care less if Dawn didn't care so much. Like, because the worst.
Well, yeah,
part
it's kind of funny because
I don't
Dawn
really
gets like
care.
90% of them, and then if I do get them, she gets mad. I'm like, I just got
No, yeah,
one.
that's the worst
of the
part of
10
it. It's not
things, I
that
got
you
one.
get it or I don't get it. It's that Dawn gets mad
worst-
at me
no.
for
The
not
worst-
getting it. I'm like, I'm not the one that's going to get it. It's
That
either you
should
or
be-
Dave.
This should be my
Leave me out of
prediction.
this.
My prediction for 2025 is we probably will stop yard selling together. Let's go flea markets together, but we're probably going to stop yard selling together because at some point Dawn's going to annoy me or I'm going to annoy Dawn enough that I'm like, You
The
guys,
worst part
here's some sales. I'm going to these sales. We'll
is
meet.
when
You're still gonna do our route.
Of
for
course,
us,
I'll still
though.
make your list.
Dave, contrary to popular belief, Dave is a good picker. And so often when we go together, Dave is finding good stuff because he's seen it all 4 times going around like this before I've made my way through
Dave
it.
is such
And
a
Dave won't show me what he got. He won't let me put it on his video for content.
No, because you spoil
I
my
don't
video.
care, but I want you to find it. I'm perfectly happy with you finding it. I just want to put it on my video. That's
Carrie?
why I like Mike. Mike always shows
No,
me
I was
what
just
he
gonna
gets.
say, like, every time I go to yard sales with Dave, he's really good about like asking them if I will refuse to ask them if they have sports cards. But Dave,
ask
because
every time.
partially because Dave does it every time for me.
Well, and I have to edit that out too, because otherwise people get so annoyed if I'm asking for sports cards and never buying them. Like I always just cut it out of my footage when I edit them. Like, I'm not gonna do that this time.
You guys are awesome. Happy New Year.
You're just leaving the show. We want to give the people more. Wow. Carrie, you're muted. Kevin
Yeah,
left.
Dawn
That's
just was
offensive.
like, we heard a noise and Dawn was like saying hello. So I hope she's. One sec, give me a sec.
Okay. Wait, we're still recording.
Just entertain people.
I mean, the show could end, I guess. I mean, Carrie's gone. Look at that booty, though. Woohoo! Hey, guys. How are you? It's the person you hate the most on the podcast, but also the most important person of the podcast. So how do you deal with that emotionally? That the guy you hate the most is also the guy that makes the show possible. It must be difficult. I'm sorry that I have to play the heel on this show, but someone has to be the heel, and it had to be me from the beginning. Carrie's too nice. He
Dawn heard a
apologizes.
big noise in the house, so we might be haunted here. Do you know if
Yeah,
we're
well,
haunted in this place?
I was just asking them how they deal with the emotion of hating me the most, but me also being necessary for the show. And, I was just going off on that topic.
Yeah, it's like, you're a necessary poison. Like, if you
Yeah.
take just a little bit of arsenic, it's
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, just a little spoonful of arsenic makes the medicine
Allegedly.
go down.
I want to be very heavy on the alleged there, because I have no scientific knowledge.
Well, so Kevin just left. in
Yeah,
his
what is he
stupid
doing?
Shirt.
He's just so ready to go. He's like, I can't wait any longer.
He's like, I'm basically in my blanket already. I'm going to bed. It is late. It's 11:12. So,
It is.
which Jacksonville game was better? The one we went to or the one you went to?
This one was better because we won. Jacksonville
But
won.
dude, there wasn't like a big moment. There wasn't a brawl. The one I went to, there
but,
was a brawl.
I'm more interested in football than violence, David.
But you don't even watch football.
I watch it when I'm at a game.
Like, it's the weirdest thing to me that you're that into sports cards, but you don't watch football.
I don't really watch sports that much, honestly.
Why?
I have no idea, man. I'm an enigma wrapped in a tightly wound enigma.